Now I should have audio on my channel as well as your channel. So exciting. Hello, Quadrain. Thank you for telling me. Thank you for following, Giggles. Um, okay, here we go. Now I have audio. It's because I was switching which camera thing I was using, and it was a whole problem. I actually, um, we we can. Um, but I'm also now realizing how teeny tiny my face is on this. It doesn't make as much sense. Oh no, that's just all of our faces are teeny tiny sometimes. That's how it's gonna be. We're gonna have that as our new reality. That's how it's gonna be. Good. Okay. Hi, chat. And this is a reminder for me to remember where I put my windows. I'm streaming full screen, so I'm all over the place. Um, I can mute and say hi to our own chats. Mute each other. Mute to each other. Oh, but does that okay, so we're muted. Can Amanda and Joe speak? um could you hi Quadrain, hi Giggles 3888, and anyone else in chat, welcome. My name's Joe Sondow, and um I get migraines if I when I stream sitting too long, so I will be when things work correctly, I will be getting automated music that you will hear, and I will switch it will be automatically switching cameras to where I will be dancing every 15 minutes for 15 seconds. Hey Lady Taka, hiya in this chat. We are um streaming on 3 different channels right now. Um, and I have a command for Panda. That's one of the other people streaming, Panda Angel. I don't have a command yet for Phantom, I don't think. I need to make one, but but I encourage you to be ready to look at Phantom's channel when he's teaching some stuff, because he's gonna be, hey Dutch Yoda, welcome. Phantom's gonna be teaching a bunch of tech stuff as well. I am gonna be teaching stuff that I know how to do. He's gonna be teaching stuff he knows how to do. Amanda is our master of ceremonies who's organized this event and is gonna be switching between us. She has the StreamYard connection for the three of us to talk, to share our screens, and I'll just make that bigger when the time comes. Um, but I'm going to be showing my screen, my full screen, basically the whole time with just the three of us in the corner here. And so it's going to be a little bit like confusing when you're seeing my OBS and stuff. Um, but that's the point of this, is that it's a behind the scenes stream, and that we're going to be showing different stuff about how we stream. Showing streaming while streaming is in itself tricky. So bear with us for anything that looks weird, but also hi Jess. Also feel free to ask questions. Yeah, we didn't agree on when to stop talking. Yeah, we didn't agree on when to stop. We didn't have a signal to like when should we all unmute. We need some hand signal for like, okay, are you ready? Now unmute. Uh the one thing. Everything else we're doing here, we know perfectly well. Is Phantom Meeple's video kind of squished? Yes. It's squished. Um, oh good. We have already a demonstration from Dutch Yoda has redeemed vintage poster cam. I am now a beautiful androgynous poster character from the 1920s. Um, this is one of the things that we, if we have time, we will get to how to implement what just happened, where I do declare. Uh-huh. So, oh yeah, Little Debbie, yeah, it is like that. Um, I'm doing something weird. This is one of my behind the scenes things because I hate bright backgrounds, and I haven't automated this to just happen every time on StreamYards yet. But on my stream right now, I'm taking each of the parts of StreamYard that's bright white, and blare and like basically putting me at risk of a migraine like sooner, and I'm just making it black um, with browser stuff. I'm doing that in Chrome using inspect, right click inspect on on an area, and then oh, it's time for me to dance so I don't get a migraine. And you can't hear the music because Joe hasn't taught me, Phantom hasn't taught me yet how to properly set up Voicemeeter without making a problem for myself. So just pretend you can hear the. What? Happy birthday, Quadrain! Can we sing happy birthday to Quadrain? Do we have time? Mm-hmm. I mean, I know that it's gonna be off. It's not gonna be synchronized. But we can just go with it. Why isn't this working? Oh, just intentionally desynchronize it like more than necessary. Okay. Oh, you're gonna listen to all. There's gonna be like 9 different ones playing for Quadrain at the same time because he's gonna have 3 different streams open. Oh, oh, wait, stop. Thank you, whatever soul. What somehow can't hear Panda or Phantom on your stream. Okay, hold on. More tech stuff. I have this is very important. I need to add the audio from StreamYard. It's not working. Hold on. Mm-hmm. That's what I failed to do. Uh, yes. I'm using a plugin. StreamYard audio is not working yet. Very frustrating. Um, oh wait, I know what's wrong. And then
Yola on Phantom's chat.
there we go.
Yep, Rurel's in my
There we go.
chat,
Like,
and we
hello?
are.
No, I'm just kidding. He's
we
saying,
are.
are y'all asking? Are y'all using StreamYard into OBS? We are.
That
We
yes,
are.
that we are.
Well, we're
Yeah.
using
Been
Stream. I'm
bouncing
using
between
StreamYard
chats.
just as a window, and I don't know, Amanda, are you streaming from StreamYard?
I am not streaming from StreamYard. I always stream from OBS.
From OBS,
so
right.
Yes, same with me. So it's I have a window capture of our StreamYard in the corner, so
Yeah.
everything is there.
But I also blew it up just now, which is that's a problem because my desktop is full screen in StreamYard, so having large StreamYard on my screen is not the way.
I probably should just have large StreamYard on my stream because it just makes it easier that way. So here we go. Giant StreamYard, everybody.
Well, but I'm just saying that you don't actually need StreamYard on your stream because we need to see what you're doing in OBS, right?
I know,
or in
but I also want to show. I just want to show
StreamYard.
us talking while we're talking.
Oh, but that totally cuts me off, so I actually can't do that. So back in the corner it goes.
Oh, yes. Plus I wanted to make more. I wanted to make more of this black.
Okay, so James did ask a good question in my chat. Says OBS is everyone's go-to. I think it's because OBS is free for one, and it allows you to do a whole bunch of stuff, like on your own. Like you can make it as custom as you want. There is StreamYard that makes things much easier, but you have less customization and it's paid. There's also not XSplit. There's another one that I used very early on. That one's also paid, but it's very similar to OBS. It just doesn't have all the plugins that you could do. So it's almost like OBS is like a PC, right, where you can do as much as you want, and then the others are more like an iPhone where you have a certain limitation that you can't do. But also it's paid, while OBS is free.
Yeah.
And we don't use Slobs anymore, which is Streamlabs, because they kind of copyrighted issues. So now we are doing you can use Stream Elements. There is a Stream Elements OBS as well, but those are all Stream Elements is free, and OBS by itself, or Stream Elements OBS is
Hey,
also
Ruel.
free.
Now Ruel's here.
Hi,
Slivers.
Slivers. I'm sorry I had to do that.
Now Phantom is here.
I think it's like mandatory when Slivers comes in the chat. You just have to do
that. We did have a tech question earlier. I finished making all the things black that I'm going to make black in this window.
So I can remove that?
If you like. That's the general idea. It's not an exact... I could make a script for it. I just haven't yet. But I wanted to point out that someone already asked a question, which was Phantom Meeple seems stretched. And this is something people are going to be wondering about. So why is Phantom Meeple all stretched?
And it is true. I am stretched. So this is probably something that I think Joe is going to wind up teaching today. So normally when I stream from my couch. So my computer is like in the corner of my living room, and then I have my big green screen set up, and I look somewhat normal. But I'm actually sitting at my desk proper today, so I have a smaller green screen, and my Logitech 920C camera for some reason doesn't have a zoom. So I kind of have to squish the picture so you don't see like my ridiculously dirty house behind me. But I guess there is a way you can do a zoom on this camera. I just don't know how to do it. But that's why we're here. We're learning these things today.
That's why we're here.
Yeah. And I agree with Joe. Ruel, don't get a headache by bouncing between chats.
Yeah, don't wind up making yourself feel cruddy because you're bouncing between all our chats. The fact that you're here, Ruel, is amazing.
Lurk in everyone's stream, pick a chat. It's fine.
I was trying to monitor your chat, but I didn't.
We can definitely relay if we need to. If you just want to stick to one chat,
right? There's definitely going to be an element of chaos to this whole thing, but
totally.
What's good is like I have questions for Phantom. Phantom has questions for me. Amanda has questions for both of us. And we'll probably have questions for Amanda. But while we're here, like we could take questions from chat, but we have questions for each other, and we want to be able to like not just be told that use this software, it'll work, but like be like, no, I used that software, it didn't work. Show me how it works, because it doesn't work for me. Why doesn't it work for me?
That's exactly why we're here, because I'm pretty sure I told the both of you, it's like, yeah, this is the thing, and here's the videos I watch, go do it. And
and I did it, and I was like, I get it, but it's going to take me like a few more days of trying before it was like successful. And now I can't hear Phantom.
And then, and a lot of stuff that I know is more of the basic stuff that I already like gave to Phantom and stuff like that, the tips and hints and stuff like that. So if you have any questions on that basic stuff, I can totally do that. Jess is in the chat, says I got my OBS open and ready to learn.
Sweet.
Awesome.
All right. Fantastic.
So Jess was going to join us today, but isn't feeling well, and is doing the right thing and just taking care of herself.
Agreed.
But doesn't mean she can't mess around and try stuff. So if you're watching this and if you're a streamer or you are thinking of streaming and you want to learn some of this stuff that we're doing, feel free to open your browser, open up OBS, open whatever you've got, download some stuff and play around and
play along with us. This is Twitch streaming the home game.
Yes.
Who will win?
Tip for y'all: after you like go live for a good like 5-10 minutes, close your Discord. It helps minimize the stress on your computer.
Okay, I'm gonna close my Discord now.
Yeah, because we are using StreamYard, so we kind of
we don't really need Discord at the moment.
I'm gonna do that as well.
Lady T is like an octopus. I can have 10 windows open and chat in all of them. Y'all saw mine. I have everyone's chat open.
I need to open Joe's Phantom chat.
Same with mine. I've got all the chats open.
I'm getting there.
Yes. I mean, it is crazy, y'all. I thought I was gonna go crazy with 4 chats open. It's not too bad for me. So, But yeah, and I'm the
We're
one in
pros.
charge of StreamYard, so I can see that. We're only frozen on your end because we're not frozen for me.
Oh man, I was gonna moderate that.
Hey, I
was-
can unban him and you can moderate it yourself,
Please,
Joe.
I was just about to click the button. I wanted to squash one.
Sorry, I beat you to it.
So what Phantom did was bot a bot, not a good bot, a bad
A
bot,
bad bot.
in Joe's chat. So there you go. Oh, so that's
Bad
the
bot.
first thing, y'all. That's a great yes, great segue. The first thing we're going to learn today, y'all, is how to make a command for your moderators so that it can do stuff when you get hay rated.
Yes.
You know, so that you can close out everything and it'd be safe, no one sees anything, that type of thing. I do have to say that you do want to have a scene or a source that's just your chat.
That's really funny.
So that an overlay that's just your chat, so that you can close that and no one sees it. Because if your chat, like what I did in the beginning, was in the same overlay as my alerts and stuff, then when you close your chat or your alerts, then everything's gonna be closed. So you can put your chat and your alerts in the same overlay and just close that with this command, or you can separate them and close both of them. But it's important to separate that from any other overlays that you have on your OBS scene. And then also Ruel has another great tip: close everything that's not necessary whenever I stream. Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Mhm.
Because every single thing you touch is going to take up some CPU.
Yeah, and at this point, my computer has so many problems with like when I stream everything, when I run everything for streaming, I have the task manager, like instead of doing the keyboard shortcut for task manager, which takes longer for Windows
Yeah.
to load, I just have it in my taskbar at the bottom. It's like one of the first few buttons is just open task manager and just show me what's my CPU. Right now, my CPU is at 82%. It's not great.
That's smart.
It's
That's smart just to
okay.
pin it to your bar, right?
Yeah, pinning it to your bar, it saves a lot of time because even the process of opening the task manager on Windows is in itself very memory intensive if you
Yeah.
use control shift delete or
Control
something.
alt delete.
Control alt
Yeah.
Wow,
delete.
so you said you're running at 87% CPU.
Now it's
Wow.
a 54.
I don't
But-
I don't want to tell you what mine's at because you
Tell me.
might be like, what the hell?
Tell me.
Mine's at 100% CPU. Is that bad?
That's bad. That means
That's really
very
bad.
that means you might be
Mine-
dropping frames.
Mine's at 20%.
Well,
That's good, right? For less-
That's good.
It's really good.
it means that you have a much better computer than I do.
Yeah. or
Yeah,
me.
that I did. That's why I didn't want to say that. I'm just like, yeah, my computer's like barely a year old.
I
So
know, my
Mhm.
computer's only like 2-3 years old. Oh, Joe's audio is a little low. Thank you for telling me. I'll fix it. He's just trying to talk all low
Wait,
and
is
smooth
that
for his fans.
for everyone, or is that just for Joe's stream?
It's probably just my stream. I probably just have
Okay.
the audio settings. So let's do some audio. So my
Wow.
my mic.
Dutch Yoda says his is at 5%. That's crazy.
yeah, you're also not
I see-
streaming Dutch.
I see the problem.
So
That's true.
Okay, so here's like basic while we're doing tech stuff. My mic was up. I have it up all the way, and I'm talking, and it's reaching the yellow, which is where you want it when I'm at my loudest. It should get from the green into the yellow, and then, but my StreamYard audio, because I just added it by default, OBS was like, obviously you want that at 100%. So then everybody was listening to the three of us talk, lowered their audio because Phantom and Panda were too loud. And then I was the one who left quieter because
Got it.
of the way that this balanced out. So Panda and Phantom say hi to each other.
Hi.
hello.
So that went into the
Hi,
red. That's
Amanda.
too loud. So now I have to lower this down so that StreamYard is not going to go
We
into the
can't
red.
see it on your. Are you?
You can't see it?
Oh. Let me see.
Oh,
What are you-
as far as like your
Oh, I
as
see.
far as like your mic, yeah, I can't see that.
No, we're only looking at your task manager right now.
Oh, look at the task manager. Got it.
Is
Okay.
it in the task manager that you're showing us, Joe?
Okay,
Yeah,
I
I
know what's
think
going
it-
on. This is weird.
Okay.
So OBS has a new setting recently that lets OBS hide itself from being captured.
Oh.
which
Oh, I
need
didn't know that.
I need to try to turn that off, but I've never seen it work before because when I
Well, we
as
now
soon as
know
I
it works.
as soon as I used it, it crashed OBS, and then when I
Oh, dang.
restarted, it was still checked, but it wasn't doing anything. It was still like OBS was still capturing OBS. So I was like, well, that doesn't work right. I'll have to play with that again sometime. Now I'm
Yeah.
finding out that StreamYard capturing my screen is hiding OBS on the first day where I don't want it to. So everything's working exactly the way it should
Of
not.
course.
And it's
that's
time
so
for a dance
good.
break. I'm taking a dance break while I try to find that setting so that you can see my OBS, because it's very important that I show my OBS today.
So what is okay? So Dutch Yoda has 20 to 25% of his computer efficiency. So what is it that's like? What is it that I need to upgrade to make my computer better, like running more smoothly? I mean, it's pretty smooth to me right now what I'm seeing. So I don't know, like to make my CPU run more smoother. I mean, I've already added RAM.
Yeah, it could be RAM. It could
I've cleared out memory.
It could. Memory's probably not going to be. Storage is probably not an issue. It could be the processor.
Yeah, how old is your computer, Amanda?
I bought it during the pandemic. 2 years.
Well, it's sometimes so like Ambi has like no graphics card, and so her processor gets used like a lot because it's doing the work of a graphics card.
I
and
do
so
have a graphics card. Maybe I just need to update my driver.
maybe, yeah, graphics
Yeah,
card.
maybe you
Because
should
I
be
always
upgrading
forget
those.
to do that, y'all.
Yeah, you need to be updating your graphics driver whenever they come out, because that's huge if it's lagging behind.
Mine is AMD
Yes.
and it's super shitty. Like the software is constantly crashing. And I have to keep updating it and just reinstalling it occasionally because my computer will just like choke.
Oh,
I
interesting.
I cannot stand
Slivers has helped me with that,
AMD.
but
I cannot stand AMD graphics cards. I've never had one that worked. Like I am like
I am
hardcore
disappointed in
Nvidia
it.
for life.
What is? Oh yeah, I'm Nvidia.
I wish I'd gotten Nvidia.
Yeah.
But if your GPU, do you have a GPU column in your task manager next to the CPU? Like this?
I'm opening it now. Let's look. I have a CPU, no GPU.
That's the problem.
Oh
no, I do. I have a GPU. It's on
Okay.
the bottom. Okay, so I have CPU, memory, disk, network, GPU engine.
What's the GPU percentage?
55.
Okay. So that should be offloading a lot of the work that the CPU is doing for streaming. Should be getting done by the GPU. But if your CPU is close to 100, you might just have too many things. Like I have a lot of things open, and like I don't have
do.
like a thing that's like hogging the whole computer's CPU. I just have like a lot of little things.
I have Firefox open all the time, which is the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my Firefox is currently not doing much because I closed the tabs. But yeah, Firefox is currently very inefficient, but so is Chrome. They're both inefficient. They leapfrog each other in how bad they can be.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not one great browser, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, was there Edge, and then there's the
I mean, there's lots of them. Yes,
Brave?
Edge. There's like Opera that nobody uses.
Oh yeah.
I have a request
Yeah,
from
Brave.
Jess to turn off the vintage filter so that she can take me seriously because my baby face is not respectable.
Oh my
I
goodness.
understand that.
Oh, that's too funny.
Okay, so this. Oh, I know. So this is I'm only streaming a section of my screen. That's right. And I don't see where I was showing us before. I thought I was showing us, but now I don't see it. Bummer.
Well,
yeah,
we
now-
can see your
yeah.
OBS now, so
Yeah, you can see my OBS. I just wanted to also show us. I may have messed that up somewhere.
okay. I don't know because I'm
Yeah.
showing all of us and your OBS.
Yeah.
Big Edith in Joe's chat is asking, I have PCs that run Linux. Have you guys experienced using OBS and Linux or know anyone that does? I think Ben Osteen in my chat streamed using his Linux laptop. So
Yeah,
Jess is
I am
teaching
not.
something.
I am not super familiar with Linux at all.
yeah. Oh, and Jess says Slivers told me about Brave, which has helped a ton in streaming stuff since Chrome was doing a bunch of unnecessary stuff in the background. So
Yeah.
you use Brave mainly. Does StreamYard work in Brave? Because I know StreamYard works best in Chrome, so I'm not sure.
That's fair. It
Yeah.
depends what you're streaming. But if
Yeah.
you need browsers, yeah, getting a browser that doesn't do as much stuff is
Yeah.
is good.
I might change over. Yes, Ben used OBS in his Linux laptop.
Oh,
He said.
okay.
Yeah. Uh,
Why is this looking weird?
so if you want to hop on over to the next chat, open another, and you can chat with Ben about.
Yep, there you go.
Oh, I need to make this bigger again. That's why.
Oh, good. Jess has used StreamYard in Brave without issues. That's good
Oopsie.
to know. I wonder if okay, so like the way Joe has taught me how to split my audio, it sometimes works, sometimes doesn't. Like it's caused some robotic sounds a couple of things ago, but like so sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But I wonder how Brave works in terms of audio, in terms of this thing.
That's a
So
good
we'll have to
question.
see.
I haven't
Yeah.
tried Brave in a while, but that's a good idea.
Yeah, I might switch over to Brave instead of Firefox, or instead of Chrome. I don't know.
Whoa. Oh, here.
So-
I
here it
know.
is.
I haven't had any problems with Chrome, so I'm kind of under the impression, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. At least
Oh,
on
for
my
That's
sure.
end.
true too.
It's
That's
more about
true.
if you have a problem with your utilization, your processor's utilization.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, that's true. That
then,
might be
then
it.
it's like one of the things you can do is like downgrade your browser.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense.
If you don't have
It totally
any
does.
reason not to.
Really,
Um,
Jess doesn't like StreamYard. I mean, I think everyone finds the thing that works for them. Like John Book of Nerds uses OBS Ninja, which I started using, but then I couldn't really. It just didn't work for me anymore.
It's good for some
But then
things.
like StreamYard really works for me, but Jess doesn't like to use StreamYard.
So,
I know
I think-
Discord works too.
Yeah, I'm happy with
Yeah.
Discord most of the time.
Yeah, like Amanda, before I
They're all
talked to
flop.
you about StreamYard, I had attempted to use OBS Ninja, and I think OBS Ninja is good if you have one person on. I think multiple people is where it kind of gets wonky.
Oh, really? Because like
Well,
I don't know.
We had a
John's
problem.
done multiple people.
Yeah,
but yeah.
like Amanda and I had a problem where we were looking not so good on each other's StreamYard views.
Oh,
Yeah,
interesting.
that's true. That's true. And voices were getting
Yeah.
robotic. I don't know if it's because like I don't now it looks great. And
I think it was
stuff,
their
so have
server.
no
I think
idea.
it's just it has bad
Probably.
days.
Yeah,
I don't
it
think
has
it's
bad
a one like fact that's always true. I think it just changes with the weather.
That's true. Okay, Joe, I'm gonna put your screen back on.
All right.
Do you want to teach us
Let's talk about some
about
stuff we planned on.
the-
Yeah, let's do some
yes,
stuff.
So
about the
I-
hate
I-
raid command?
Yeah, this
Show
was
us
what I was
how
talking
it's
about before
done.
was the microphone stuff was just that I needed to lower one of these sliders so that it was going into the yellow when Amanda and Joe were talking. Instead
Is
of into
it
the red.
better to keep it out of yellow?
No.
Okay.
Yellow is where you want it to get to at its peak.
That's what I was thinking. That's what I've been
When
doing,
people
so
are talking and they're like, they laugh, they do something loud, then it should go into yellow but not red. But it should come out of
Yep.
green. If it stays in green, it's too quiet.
Okay, good.
Okay, so what we came here to talk about is a bunch of stuff. Which chat is which? Oh my goodness. This is my chat. Hey, Biggie Dib. Okay, so where were we?
So much chat, so little time.
I know.
Yeah.
And we could just talk for
I
hours,
mean-
and we don't have hours, so
Oh, we totally could.
We
'cause,
absolutely
yeah,
could.
I definitely
It's easy
have
to
things
do
to
Oh
that.
do
yeah,
later.
Quake did have issues with Discord. I mean, Discord I feel just takes so much out of my computer.
Mhm.
But yeah, Phantom got. I saw that. I was watching that where Phantom really went very.
Oh
like,
my
dark
goodness.
And
Discord-
like whiny is really weird. It was really.
Oh
weird.
yeah, the one night I was on Quade's stream, we were on
Yeah.
Discord. Yeah, like it only happened to me too. It didn't happen to anybody else. Like
Yeah,
I was
no,
just like
it
completely
switched.
like
Uh-huh.
It switched
Ghost-like
when you
and
were
stuff.
okay. Someone went bad, and then like to make most people okay, you had to be in the Phantom Zone. It was really weird.
I don't
So-
know. I went with it.
My explanation for Phantom Meeple being all stretched out is that he's been put there by Superman into the Phantom Zone for being
Yes.
evil, for trying to destroy the Earth, and
It happens.
It happens.
It happens.
So
It happens.
I just need to see him do one of these, like floating through
Oh,
space.
I totally can. All right, get your screenshots on now. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Picture
Hold
him
on, we gotta make
rotating
it
and
big.
flipping
Hold
through
on, hold on. There we
space.
go. There you go.
He's gonna
Oh my
come
God,
back
that's
for you,
hilarious.
Superman. One of these
Yeah.
days.
Yes. Kneel before Phantom.
Okay, let's talk about our agenda. So we
Yes.
have lots of things we want to teach each other and learn from each other. But
Yes.
because hate raids are still happening, not as much as they used to, but they still happen. I had a hate raid and a what do you call it, follow bot. I was follow botted,
Mm, wow.
and hate raided on Saturday this week.
Ooh.
Wow,
And
this week, dang.
and some people asked if I would like make a video like showing my reaction and how I reacted to it because I was teaching some stuff about how to handle it while I was streaming.
Mm-hmm.
And I looked at what I did and it was like 20 minutes here and 20 minutes later and it was like I don't know if that's it's interesting to see like the reaction in the moment and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's I think it's good to do it like separately from here.
Yes. So
Oh,
teach us how to do this.
I will. Yes. I have a question
Yeah,
from chat, which is
the floor is yours.
if you're taking questions for the closed captioning, how did you get the Open Dyslexic font? That was
Pixel chat.
it's Pixel Chat. It was the default from Pixel Chat. We
Yeah.
didn't.
No, I think I clicked on it. I clicked on there's way to do different fonts
Oh, you
in
picked.
Pixel chat, and I picked it. Yeah. So
That
because
explains it. 'Cause-
so the way that you're seeing my chat, my closed captioning and Joe's closed captioning at the exact same time for the exact same words is that he's using my browser source URL for Pixel Chat in his OBS. So if I copied and pasted it to Phantom, Phantom could put the same exact closed captioning box and it would be the same exact font and everything, and what we say is the same. Because you Joe found out from the developer on Twitter
yeah.
that you can just copy and paste the same browser source.
Yeah, because I had tried it once before and it didn't work, so I assumed it would never work, but that was just a blip. It normally does work. But what does not work is you can't have both people hosting their own Pixel Chat separately and then send each other links and try to have Pixel Chat handle all of that. You just have to use the same display URL for both streams or for all the streams.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Pixel Chat's a whole other topic we can get into another time in more detail. Put it on the list. How to do closed captioning.
Yeah, we'll add that to the list.
But Amanda wanted me to talk about the hate raid response tools because I've been studying this for like a year. When the hate raids were like happening constantly. So if anyone doesn't know, a hate raid is when someone's streaming on Twitch and a bunch of accounts come in and start spewing like Nazi hate propaganda and offensive, nasty, harmful things in chat, or you get follow botted, which is when a swarm of several hundred bot accounts on Twitch will all follow you at the same time as a way to distract you and upset you because you know that it's just one person with a script who's trying to get a rile out of you. And they will sometimes have like nasty names or they'll just be there to show that they have power, that they are going to be ready to follow you, see when you go live to bother you later, follow your raids to your friends to bother them as well. And so follow bots are one issue. Hate raids when people are when the accounts are all chatting something at the same time is a connected issue. And there is a community of people organizing around preventing hate raids, which is at this URL, which I will paste into all three chats. If you're interested in this topic and you want to spend time on your own looking at various tools that are things that I'm going to cover and things that I'm not going to cover, look through that website at your leisure.
Yeah.
Just bookmark it and look at it whenever. It might seem overwhelming. You don't have to look at everything. Just like pick and choose what you like, what makes sense to you for like what to do, which is not the advice you want to hear of like pick and choose and like learn everything yourself. That's like mask if you think you should mask. We have no advice for you. Like I'm going to give you some advice about what I recommend, but I'm just one person. There is a Discord at the top of that website, which I'm a mod in, and there's like a bunch of tool developers in there, but there's also a lot of people volunteering to help mod for people who are afraid to stream because of hate raids, and for people who are like who've received a hate raid or who think they might, um, to have like a quick response and have people come in like the fire department and just be like, we're here to help. Uh, temporarily mod some of these people, and we'll squash all these like nasty accounts coming in, which I've done, and it's rewarding. Oh, and then another thing we'll talk about later is how I automate dance breaks so that I don't get a migraine from the act of streaming, which I used to get all the time. Has gotten a lot better since I've started dancing every 15 minutes.
Yeah, I think like you realized that when we were like boogieing, right? And you're like, yes, I need a move.
Yeah,
And we got to
it was a
boogie. So
combination of Panda Boogies and Escape Simulator 15-minute escape rooms followed by an actual dance break in the game, which
oh, really? That's so cool.
I would just
Oh,
get up
that's
and dance
awesome.
along with the animated avatar, and
That's hilarious.
I was like felt so much better. I was like, I need to do this all the time.
Yes.
So I'm talking about a serious topic that's important. I'm also getting up and dancing to kooky music every 15 minutes because it's Twitch and everything goes.
Yes.
And because I actually need to do that for my health.
Mhm.
So take care of your health. So
Definitely.
that's one thing. I encourage you, if you would like to join that Discord, even temporarily, just to look around. Just say that you know me, and I will be in. I'm one of the people who can approve people. But you will have to say something about yourself so that they know, so that we know on the Discord that you're not like trying to sneak in and find people's identities and do bad stuff. Because there are people trying to do that to that Discord. It is a target of Nazis. So we're keeping the Nazis out very carefully, but it's also full of very very helpful, very nice people doing good work to help keep us all safe. But some of the basics of how to prevent hate raids that I want to go over, first, and I'm just putting. I was like, oh, I should make slides or something. I was like, no, I just have a text file. I'm sharing my screen, so I'll share my text file. One is have plenty of trusted mods. The more the better, more than you think is typical. Most people have a couple of bots as mods and like 2 or 3 friends as mods. I have dozens of mods. Like if I trust you and I know you and you are on Twitch and have been in my chat, you're a mod. Because it's, to me, it's modding somebody, making a moderator is not a precious, rare thing that you need to think about very carefully, and they need to like invest in their time and their energy and their knowledge, and like you have to train them and make sure of everything. Like, no, it's better to have more mods and to err on the side of too many mods, because when you're streaming and something bad happens, you want to increase the chances that there are mods present, anyone who you can trust. Because like the worst that can happen is if you mod someone who you think you can trust and for some reason that person does something like ban somebody they shouldn't, well, that's not great. But you can deal with that if you find out that it happened. It's unlikely to happen if you're, modding people you trust. But what's likely to happen is you'll have all these people that you kind of do trust, and then none of them are mods, and then you get a hate raid, and you're all on your own. You haven't modded anybody. So you can go into someone's stream. You can go into each of our streams right now, type /mods. You can do this in anybody's stream, and the system will tell you who the mods are of that channel. It's public information. And no one will see that you are doing this. Don't copy and paste. Type in /mods and hit enter in chat. And if you do this in each of our streams, you'll see the list of our mods.
This mod love. Team mod. Although
Mod
James
love.
does not want to be a mod. it's good to know, ask people if they want to be a mod, because some people don't want to have that.
Yeah, if anybody doesn't want to have the mod powers, the sword icon, then yeah, just don't mod them. If they're willing, I recommend modding them, and I recommend like I mod people who are streamers who I know and trust, basically, and friends who I know and trust. If somebody told me that they didn't want to be a mod, so I do not ask. I just mod people because I hear people saying like, "Oh, you should ask before you mod someone because it's a big responsibility." That philosophy is what leads to a lot of people having very few mods because they think it has to be a big conversation. Um, and oh, Phantom Meeple is taking my advice and has just added me as a moderator of his channel.
Well, you know
Ooh,
what? To be
James.
fair, you made me a mod, and I didn't even realize it. So, I mean, it's great advice. So, Joe, congratulations. I'm Dominus. There
Yay.
you go.
And James, if you don't mind, I'm gonna mod you because I see you often. So
So what I think the difference between my philosophy and other people's philosophies about mods is that people think it's a big responsibility and that you're asking someone to do something if they mod and that they have to do something. They're supposed to be there. They're supposed to help. They're supposed to do something. I don't
yeah,
expect my mods to do anything. Nothing. I just expect them to have the sword. And if they don't want the sword, then tell me. But if I
yeah,
have enough of them be mods, especially ones who are streamers and care about this stuff and know what it's like, there's a chance that some of them will be like curious about, oh, what can I do as a mod? Oh, I guess Joe trusts me. I guess I should see what I can do. Maybe I'll help. And then if they're present in the moment and they have the energy, they can help. That's it.
yeah.
It just means that you're deputizing people to help you if they choose to.
And it puts pressure off of other people. If you mod more people, then it puts pressure off of everyone to constantly be there.
Right.
Like I most people don't know, but I really had struggled being a mod uh, on some channels because it was like there was no communication, and I felt like I had to be there all the time. But when there's no communication, then I didn't know when to make sure I'm there and when I'm not, and it just messed with my brain. So
Hmm.
having that thought process of when you're there, if you could help out, that would be awesome, but you don't have to be there, is a lot more freeing, a lot more, I guess it's easier for everyone, right? It's easier for everyone. And
Yeah.
if you mod the people that you see regularly, they're already going to be there regularly,
Yeah.
which is awesome. So then there's no pressure anyways. So
Yeah,
yeah,
that makes complete sense. I mean,
yeah,
I kind of never thought about it that way. So that's
yeah,
good advice.
It's one of the things like there's some bots that I'm not going to go into detail about today, but there's some systems that will like check your readiness for hate raids
yeah,
automatically. And one of the things they check is how many mods do you have that are not bots, not Streamlabs, but like people who are just people.
yeah.
And the more that you have, the safer that you are in that regard.
Agreed.
So follow your inclination of what you think it means to mod somebody, but on somewhere on the spectrum between what I do and what some other people do, like ask or don't ask, but like get mods. And
Yeah,
if you don't know anybody, look at who's constantly in your chat.
yeah,
Um, because modding your friends who never show up in your chat, not especially useful. They're, it's nice, but doesn't help you if they're not there.
yes,
Um, so the next thing is Seribot. And Seribot, there are a bunch of different bots for hate raid prevention. But there's one that is the most common, the most robust, the most ubiquitous because it's made in such a way that it can handle many hundreds of thousands of users successfully. It's the most scalable and it has the best algorithm that everybody can use. And it's extremely easy to install. You click on this link that I'm putting in all three chats. You open up, I'll show what that looks like. I should have shown what the other one looks like because I'm streaming it. I shouldn't just say go to this link and look at it later. The hate raid response first is this blue website, blue and purple, with stuff to do before, stuff to do during, stuff to do after a hate raid, as well as Twitch safety check that I was just mentioning that'll give you advice about how to set things up, and how to make panic buttons that I'm going to talk about, the difference between banning and blocking, various personal safety things to keep your home address safe and things, and then a whole section on Discord security, and a link here to the Discord with very helpful people and like a lot of resources at this website. Very good website. The other thing I wanted to recommend as like this is what I sent after basically like a few months of research in that Discord and looking through Twitter and Twitch and lots of experimentation. I wanted to tell my friends who stream, here's what you should do about hate raids, in my opinion. But I didn't want it to be like, let me, like I offered to sit down with them and be like, I'll show you a whole bunch of stuff if you want. I have time. Um, but the one thing I will tell you is add Seribot. And if you do nothing else, just add Seribot. Seribot will handle 95% of the problem. So how to add Seribot? You mod Seribot. You authorize the bot for your channel. You go to Seribot's chat and type !join. And then you optionally, and I recommend this, add !follow ban, which turns on a feature of Seribot that will monitor your account for follows even when you're offline. And then also offline lock is a good option to turn on in Seribot. It's not on by default because not everybody wants it, but it's the reason why if you go to my channel when I'm not streaming, it will say that you can't chat because it's in subscriber mode only and emote mode only. And the reason why I have that on is because the Nazis that come to try to intimidate and, to try to silence people of color and women and gender minorities and LGBTQIA plus people is one of their tactics is they will abuse Twitch's very feeble system by going into someone's chat when the person is asleep, putting a whole bunch of Nazi propaganda in that's completely against terms of service, take a screenshot of what they just did, and then report the streamer for not moderating their chat and get the streamer banned. This happened multiple times. So if you are paranoid or worried or possibly a target of these people, offline lock prevents you from having that problem because Twitch isn't doing anything about it. They just take their reports and ban people and don't worry about it and collect their money. But the community of developers is making tools to like work around Twitch's lack of success in that area. So what happened to me on Saturday was I started getting these messages in chat and all these hundreds of follows, and I was just sitting there enjoying watching Seribot do almost all the work. And people in chat couldn't really see it, but I was just watching in my chat these gray messages saying Seribot bans so and so, blocks this message, blocks. Removes a message and bans a user. It can't block a user. Blocking and banning on Twitch are two different things. They shouldn't be, but they are. Banning means that a person cannot talk in your chat in the future. Blocking means, I'll answer your question in a second, Jess. Blocking means they cannot follow you, which means that they won't get notifications when you go live. Nothing can prevent them from sitting in your chat. And
male looking person, that you do go and look at that link with all of the different hate rate stuff that you can look at. And you can just read through. It's very clear. They give you great instructions, and it links to a bunch of stuff that you can choose to do or not to do. At minimum, do the Seribot. And in my chat, I did link to their actual Twitch channel because that's how you add them is to go to their Twitch channel and then enter in the commands,
Yeah.
which is actually very easy. And I'm glad they did it. They also are on top of any developments that happen, and
Mhm.
so they will refresh and stuff like that.
Yeah. I'm back online, by the way. We're good to go.
Yeah.
Okay,
Jess says,
awesome.
I put the chat command follow ban here in my OBS, but didn't see anything confirming.
You have to do it on Seribot's channel. So
Yeah, you have to
Yeah.
go to Seribot's channel and do it.
go to Seribot's
Everything's
channel.
on Seribot's channel chat. So go to the Seribot's channel and then you can pop out the chat or just keep them on and then put the commands and stuff into their chat, and then it will reply to you and and say you're in or welcome to whatever. But yeah, so it's not in your OBS. Also, there is a difference between the chat that pops up that's docked in your OBS versus the stream chat if you open it in a browser. So stuff like pronouns will not be shown on your OBS chat. It is shown
Yeah, it's
on
frustrating.
the chat if you open it in a browser. So a lot of
Mhm.
times I will always open my my channel, pop out my own chat, and use that instead of the OBS chat.
Mhm.
And I think there's some issues sometimes with people giving bits or giving subs to people in their own chats that they might not be able to do it through the OBS chat. It's better to just pop out a browser chat instead.
Yeah, the browser has more features than the OBS
Yeah.
chat does, and your chat isn't gonna have any Seribot command access anyway.
Yeah. Quay says that explains so much. I'm so glad we're helpful.
Yeah, no, Lady T saying in my chat, why I didn't even know this kind of behavior was going on in the world of Twitch. Yikes, I thought it was safe to a point for the most part. Unfortunately, safe is probably the farthest word I would use as far as like hate raids and people trying to get
Right.
people banned just because they can. Safe
Well,
is
it's
not even close.
Well,
However,
there's relative
with
danger.
yeah,
Yeah.
but with things like Seribot and all the other stuff that Joe's going to talk about, it can definitely improve it to the point where it gets to
Yeah, where
safe.
it's
But
safe
as far
enough.
as Twitch itself,
yeah.
way behind the power curve.
Oh, for sure.
Also, I feel like any social media platform, there's always going to be an element of risk. So
Yeah, it's just a
if
question
it's
of
Twitch,
degree.
if it's Twitter, even Discord, just always be safe, protect yourself. Make sure to find a moderated community, because if it's not a moderated community, it's going to be not as safe.
Yep.
And surround yourself with friends. Like definitely
Mhm.
block as you want to. It is your right to block. I would
Block
say
everyone.
block as much as you want to. Yeah.
Life
And
is short.
then,
Block everyone.
and then because like it's what you see, it's what you take in, so don't make anyone force you to see certain things or to read certain things
Right.
in your life. I know a lot of people are like, why'd you block me, blah blah blah, to other people that are more well known than I am, and I'm like, well, because that is their personal feed. Even like
Mhm.
companies have the right to block if
Yep.
they want to. Most companies won't, which is not the best, but
Yeah.
it's what we have to deal with, so just always protect yourself. You can control. It might not seem like it in the days of cell phones and notifications that you can control what you actually take in, but you have the control. Turn off those notifications at least once a week. Make sure that you are careful with your mental health.
Yep. It does take a little work on your end though, so you
Yeah.
have to be proactive about it.
Just asked a
Exactly.
good question. Is this Seribot setup, is that something you do every time, or is it a one and done thing? It
No,
is a
one
one and
and
done
done.
thing.
One and done.
Seribot is
Definitely one and
highly
done.
automated and active, and it even now tells me when I start streaming. I get 2 notifications in my chat when I start streaming. Stream Elements says Joe Sando has started streaming so and so, which it sometimes says the wrong thing, but it at least says that I've started streaming. And then it says Seribot will come in and just say Seribot has entered your chat, or is
Yes.
monitoring your chat. Just as a helpful reminder that Seribot is active, it's not down, it's working, it's looking at your chat. It won't talk again unless somebody does something, but it's in there.
And it just makes another good point that yes, you have to mod your bots so they can block people.
Yes.
If you have the bot and you don't mod them, they have no control over
Yep,
what
they have no
happens.
control.
And you have to do more than
those
mod.
bots.
You have to do more than
Yeah.
mod them. You have to also follow Seribot's instructions that will tell you
Yeah.
to also authorize the bot for your channel even more than modding it. You have to do both of those things. Because you need the bot. This allows the bot to receive stream notifications when you go online and offline, allows the bot to see when you get a follow, and allows the bot to block bots on your behalf. So you have to give it like a lot of power to make sure that it can do its job.
But it does its job nicely.
It's really good. When hate raids were at their highest, this channel right now, it has 10 viewers and I'm one of them. It's had like many thousands of viewers at the same time, and it doesn't do anything except show the current stats and instructions here. But in chat here, sometimes the chat is just flowing with people requesting join, and follow ban, and offline mode, because like it's the most successful bot for this work that there is. So if you do nothing else, if you're streaming on Twitch, I highly recommend getting Seribot, even if you are a straight white cis man like myself, because I was hate rated 3 days ago. And it was because I was streaming on Twitch, basically. I don't know if any of my tags mattered or not. I don't know what criteria this particular person using a script was using to choose their target, but I was their target at the moment. Their message to me was, since I was streaming about making a Twitter bot, and their message to me was the least harmful message I've seen from a hate raid, which was, but still intimidating, which was Twitch bots are more fun. So it was directly written in response to my stream title, which was making Twitter bots. They said Twitch bots are more fun. Something like Twitch bots are more fun. Something I forget the phrasing. But their point was that they're using a Twitch bot. They're using 187 Twitch bots to show that they have the power to disrupt somebody's stream, and to let that be known, and to like derail what I was doing, and that anybody that they could want to target for any reason, which sometimes is some straight white cis males, could be targeted very easily. Happens all the time, especially if you ever speak on social justice issues in the slightest way, or if you're associated with anyone who is not like a right-wing Trump supporter.
Yeah.
So
But
that's
there's
was there a question?
Yeah. No, I was just saying, okay, that is the Seribot that everyone should have in there. But you are going to tell us
I'm
how
gonna
the
move on.
mods can. Okay, cool.
So that's Seribot. That's the basics. Now, when that's not enough, in my opinion. That's good to use. If you hear any meowing, that's just my cat trying to get my attention. The Amethyst, go play with something. So that's Seribot. Then there's the concept of a panic button, which is when you're getting this flow of stuff coming into your chat that you don't want, there's a lot of things happening to you, and there's a lot of things happening to the people who are in your chat as they're seeing this. It's happening in your chat. It's happening in your alerts on your screen, on your stream. Like all of your follow alerts are having the usernames of all of these bot accounts show up. And presumably you have some sound effects if you have any kind of alerts, which most streamers do. And it's in your stream avatars if you have anything, any kind of chat related content that you have on your stream. All of that can be messed up by the hate raiders coming in. So there are a number of different solutions for that on the Hate Raid Response Card site. And most of them involve a Stream Deck or a Leoran board that the software version of a Stream Deck that Joe's going to talk about later if we have time. And but those those mean that the streamer has to do something. The streamer might be distracted, disturbed, horrified, scared, overwhelmed, or away from their desk. Which is why it's nice if your mods can do it for you. And one solution that I know and like for letting your mods hit a panic button for you is Mix It Up, which was named after Mixer, the now defunct streaming service. But it's a really big open source project, mixitupapp.com, which is this.
I put into the chat.
Putting it into the thank you for putting it in the chat. Thank you. Mix It Up app, which I have running right now. That is where my bot in my chat, Good Place Janet, is operating from. Is from Mix It Up, and it's free. It's a program that runs on your computer, and I run it as part of my streaming setup. I click a whole bunch of I open a whole bunch of programs, and one of them is Mix It Up, and I launch it before I launch OBS, or I do it after I launch OBS, and then I have to refresh the Mix It Up overlay in OBS. It does a million things, and I only know 100. It's one of those kind of programs.
We're so glad you know 100 at least.
I know.
Yeah,
100.
glad you know 100 of them.
I don't know the other whatever is 100 minus a million minus 100. So I use it. I use it for my my chatbot. Sorry, that's not the right thing. I use it for the automation of the timers to send certain messages to chat. I use it for the timers to control snap camera and split cam for which camera I'm using and to play. I use it to have automated dance music plays. I use it for a lot of things. But one of the commands that I have is !panic, which I've only used a couple times. I had someone come in once who discovered she was a mod and was like looking through the available commands to see what can mods do on Joe's channel. How can I be helpful? And she found the panic button, was curious, and pressed it. And I was like, oh, neat. Someone pressed the panic button. How funny. And I'm going to press it today. It's going to do a few things. So right now, if somebody follows me or subscribes, there will be an animation over the stream showing that person's username and a cartoon animation. If I'm getting hate rated and I'm getting dozens of those, I don't want to show that anymore. So what the panic command does is it does the things that you would want a mod to do for you, or that you'd want to do if you had the presence of mind to do it during a hate raid. And it does all of those things rapidly. And there are a lot of them. Step 1, it sets chat to subscribers only.
Can you enlarge that? Like,
it's a really good question. Can I enlarge that?
I can't read the words, so I'm thinking that.
Yeah. Here's what I can do.
Can't read the words.
I can enlarge. This is the wrong one. Sorry, what is this? That's my alerts. I'm going to enlarge it in OBS because I don't think I can enlarge it in the program. It's one of those programs that I don't think you can enlarge the font. But let me enlarge it this way.
Oh, you're sharing your screen through OBS?
I'm sharing my full screen in OBS.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Well, I'm there. I'm trying to just make I'm showing less of my desktop now to make it bigger. Once I get
so
that
if you're
sec.
sharing your screen through OBS, then
Oopsie.
You're using the split cam to share your camera then.
Right.
Okay.
That's what's good about split cam.
Control plus, says James.
Control plus? Let's try it.
Yeah.
Nope. Not working.
Oh well.
Oh well.
Okay.
No, hold on. I'll get it bigger. I just have to lock a few other things so that I can do this
Behind the
successfully.
scenes, y'all. Behind the scenes.
Here we go. Here we go.
Yep, that's why we're doing this.
Okay. That's better, right? Like that?
I don't think it changed anything.
It's a little bigger.
Yeah.
It's definitely
I'm
it's definitely
sorry.
bigger
I'm
on
sorry.
Joe's stream.
On my
Yeah.
stream, I'm forgetting what we're doing.
I was like, I'm confused. Like,
On
what are you?
Yeah,
yours-
on Amanda's stream, it's still the same size.
Yes,
Yeah.
of course it is.
That's what I was trying to show.
Sorry about that. No, I
That's
cannot.
okay.
I don't know how
Okay,
to make
no
it
worries.
bigger. Maybe you can. There's a lot of stuff in Mix It Up that I don't know if it can get bigger or not.
Okay, it's okay. Just you can talk us through it.
I'll just talk you through it.
Well, hang on. I got you, Amanda. So I've got the StreamYard on my stream. If you want to swap over, I will make it gigantic. Or what just happened?
I just swapped over.
You swapped over to me. No. I meant
No?
on your
Oh.
if you have my stream up, I can make it bigger there.
Oh,
you-
I was not streaming anyone else's because that.
Because that's right.
Does cause issues.
Yep, never mind then. I will not make it
It's
bigger.
okay. Just talk us through it.
I seriously
Go-
love this
go-
controlled chaos. It's super fun.
It is. Here, if people want to see it on my
It
channel.
all makes sense.
Yes.
Okay.
I gotta put this window again. Here we
I'll
go.
just talk you through it. So, what the panic button does is, and you can see this you can see this bigger on my stream at the moment, it sets the chat to be subscribers only by setting the chat message /subscribers. It clears the chat, which doesn't do much, but it's worth doing for the people who are not using any browser plugins. Although a lot of people use browser plugins for Twitch that prevent the clearing of chat, such as the Franken something, like things that add extra features to Twitch chat. Very, very popular, very common, but they function by preventing the clearing of chat. So when someone says just clear the chat and it takes out all the Nazi messages, that's incorrect. Clearing the chat will change the view for you if you don't have those browser plugins. It will not change it for a lot of the people who are also being hurt by the presence of seeing all of that on their screen, who are in your chat. And you want to keep your community safe, not just yourself. So clearing your chat's good, but insufficient. And I'll get to what you do instead. This panic button will set the chat to be slow 25, which I forget what that means. 25 seconds between messages or something. And it will hide the alerts in my OBS instantly and automatically, as well as hiding my stream avatars layer. So then there will be no more stuff on my chat, on my screen, on my stream that shows what the hate raiders want to be shown. And then it will send a huge number of messages that are all just heart emojis to fill the chat with colorful hearts, and cause all of the messages that have been posted so far to be completely off screen for everybody, including people with very large monitors and very large, wide windows for chat, who are using plugins that are popular that prevent clearing. So instead of clearing the chat, you fill the chat as well. And then it sets a Twitch stream marker to help you identify when this happened in your stream later on. And
How do you look at that later on? Because I've done that and I can't figure out where the marker is.
this is the advice for how to make a panic button. But I have the same question. I still have to go figure out how stream markers work to be able to find the moment. I was able to find the moment just by scrubbing and finding it because it was obvious to me. But I haven't learned how to use stream markers well yet. I just know that it's potentially useful to have, but it's a good question. I don't know the answer yet.
Okay.
Finding the stream marker is a good question. We should find.
Just ask, how is this Mix It Up different from Stream Elements chatbot?
Stream Elements chatbot cannot hide your. Well, it cannot do all of this in one command. So most chatbots only are willing to send one command in response to you sending a command to the bot. They'll only put one chat message. They will not have a sequence of things that they do that are making lots of different changes to the state of your chat, as well as posting sufficient messages to make your chat scroll off screen. And Stream Elements, you may or may not be able to hide some of your Stream Elements overlay stuff through a bot command. I don't think you can. If you can,
that was gonna be my next thing. I don't think like Nightbot and Stream Elements and like MooBot and like things that are like that, I don't think they can interface with OBS to actually change
well,
like sources.
they definitely cannot interface with OBS at all. So they could never change like anything like stream avatars or any kind of stream games you have running that show people's usernames on your stream. It will not be able to hide those. If all of your alerts are that are in any way worth hiding are through Stream Elements, I don't know if their bot can hide those. I doubt it. It would surprise me if it could. But I've modded for like big charity events where hate raiders came in and disrupted the event. I was like telling while they were trying to continue playing a role-playing game while all of these alerts were happening that went on for 20 minutes, I was telling the streamer, we can still hear all of the all the alerts. It's a constant reminder of what's happening right now, that the stream is under attack. And that streamer hadn't learned this stuff and wasn't prepared for it and just didn't know how to do anything about it and was like, we're just gonna have to wait until all those alerts are finished. But it was 20 minutes of like people being kind of like bummed out that like they're trying to have a nice game and run a charity event, and all anyone can think about is like these jingle jangle noises keep happening, and because the streamer was not expert enough to turn them off manually, or to log into Stream Elements to do it. So those alerts matter. Those alerts can be a big part of what bothers people about hate raids. Lady Taka said, when you're testing everything out, bots, emotes, avatars, alerts, etc., can you do it in a non-public stream, like to practice or set up with friends? Is it only live or can it be done offline? Or a combination of both if you want others to test it all out? It's a really good question. You can and should do most of this when you're not streaming. It will work. The way I'm doing it, it works when I'm not streaming. And I test a lot of this when I'm not streaming. And it will interface with my OBS.
But it'll show up on your chat, right?
It'll show up in my chat. But like if no one's...
someone happens to across your stream, even though you're not live, they can still see what's happening in the chat.
Right.
So technically it's not, you might not be live, but still public. So there's no way to do it non-publicly, but a lot of us has a secondary testing account that we use so that we can test things out, change things, and most people don't follow it.
Right.
And it's just a way to have a way to see what would happen regardless.
Right.
And it wouldn't be like on our VODs.
Hi, Party Dress.
Like we don't
welcome.
have to deal with all that stuff.
We're doing a lot of complicated stuff.
That might be what you're asking.
I'm muting my
we definitely would
mic
have
to them
a
while I say hi to
secondary
you.
Twitch account, and it's usually something like Panda Test Stream or something like that, and
Yeah, I have a lot of automation and stuff to test, and I sometimes test it with my main account, and I sometimes log into one of my other alt accounts. Having a test account is good. Okay, so the main thing that there's a couple things you can't really do with most chatbots for a panic button. You're better off with some software that can handle it all. Now, if you don't have the understanding or the time or energy to set up a panic button using this technology or LearNboard or some other panic button technology that you can get from that site that I put before, the Hate Raid site, then these are just things to do. You can just do these things.
Before you move on real quick, can you show us how many times do you have that chat message heart? Like, so
I have it.
Your panic.
I have
command.
it an unreasonable number of times on purpose. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10. I have 10.
Can you scroll down on the editor? So the first thing is your you make it subscribers only. Then you clear the chat. Then you slow down the chat so that they cannot rapidly put things into the chat.
Mm-hmm.
So you the next one is streaming software
Hide
media alerts. So you're hiding your alerts.
I'm hiding my alerts in
You're
OBS.
hiding your stream avatars.
Yep.
Because the new followers and stuff pop up there. Can you scroll down? Like, so then the rest is just chat messages,
And then it's
message
chat
hearts?
chat messages for 10 steps, which are each the maximum number of characters that Twitch will allow, which is, I don't
Okay.
know, a lot.
I think it's 500, I believe.
500.
Wow.
It looks like this. This is one message in
Yeah.
Phantom's chat and in my chat,
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah,
that's a
that's a lot.
that's a good deal.
and one in Panda's chat. That's one message. That's the
So
maximum. That's the maximum
So
number of
that's
that's
hearts
it though.
that goes.
yeah,
in.
That's
that 10
good.
times is gonna probably clear
Yeah.
most average size screens.
The point of that is to make it so that if you have a 4K screen and the whole thing is a chat window with small print, I want it gone. So I put this message 10 times.
Okay.
And you don't have
And
to do
that's
that. Do whatever you think is appropriate. But
And
I'm trying to go on this on the side of like, I want way too much. I don't want to
But
ever
that-
see that chat again.
okay, and that's it. That's all that this panic button is,
Then
right?
there's Twitch stream marker at the bottom, which, like we were saying, I haven't figured out how to utilize that yet, but it seems to be good advice for a later step if you have trouble finding where the event happened in your stream. And I put a chat message announcement, which is just my chat bot saying the chat is now in subscribers only mode and slow mode, and we will be restoring normality just as soon as we are sure what is normal anyway. Thank you. Partially a quote from Douglas Adams just to be cute. And that's to tell people a little bit of like what's going on. Why is this happening? Like this is not a bug. This is the bot doing a thing intentionally. And then like so I hit the panic button, which I'm going to now do in my chat. The panic button is going to do a bunch of stuff to my chat. It's going to post all those hearts. And it's now set my chat to subscribers mode only.
Ah, okay.
And it didn't hide my all the alerts that are showing all of the swarms of hearts on my screen, which is something that I might want to fix. And then I have a relax command, which undoes most of that stuff to quickly put things back to normal. And if any of that doesn't work perfectly, if anything's still turned off, let's see, my alerts. Yeah, my alerts are back on. And that's just a shortcut. I mean, you could do that manually as well. And I don't do that right away normally. I would like leave it in panic mode, let it like sit for a while until I have some idea of like, is this probably still happening? Is Seribot still reacting to lots and lots of people coming in and posting things or not? And then what happened on Saturday was I got like 300 follows, malicious follows that are there to bother me and to follow me to if I raid somebody else, and to be ready to help with hate raids in the future. So I don't want any of those follows. Those are bad follows. It may inflate your follow count if you like follow count. Follow count doesn't matter on Twitch. What matters is viewer count. It also might inflate your viewer count. It might not, depending on how those hate raid scripts function. This one did not inflate my viewer count. There was no increase in viewers, but there were 300 new followers and dozens of new chatters. Sometimes it will increase your viewer count, sometimes it won't. Doesn't really matter. But either way, you want to get rid of those bad follows. And you can do that manually if you have time and you're calm and you want to spend the time doing it. You can have mods help you, which is what we did in the charity stream. Was just like there were like 5 mods just going like playing a game of like how rapidly can we ban all these people. But you don't want to just ban them. You want to also block them so they can't follow you. Generally, mods cannot block. They just can't. They can only ban. That's a Twitch rule. Doesn't make sense, but that's how it is. And the way that you remove bad followers is you go to the Commander Root tools. Commander Root is a person who used to work at Twitch, and used to work on safety tools at Twitch until they fired him. And he has tools that work much better out externally to Twitch, which are the industry standard, the only standard for selectively mass blocking bad followers. And if you look up Commander Root, you'll see his Twitter and his Twitch. Those have links to this page. It's this funny looking URL here, which I will now put in the chats. Sorry this is taking so long. Can you hear me?
Thank you. Yes.
Yep,
Okay.
yep, we can hear you. We're just intently paying attention.
Okay, so so this is Twitch tools by Commander Root. There's a bunch of different tools here. The ones that I want to look at are the follower list viewer and the follower remover. So the follower list viewer shows page. You type in anybody's Twitch handle, including probably your own, once my browser responds. And it will try to pull your followers. If you have a large number, it might take a little while. So these are my followers. And these are all people who have shown no sign that they are malicious bots. These are people, because I already removed the ones that were problems. And I did that in a recent stream from Saturday. At the end of the stream, in the VOD, you can see the process that I used. But basically, I look through the chat and see when did the follows happen. Like, what were the timestamps? What was Seribot doing? What were the malicious people doing? What were other people doing? And can I find any timestamps? And or I can look at the timestamps of like the first one that I find here that's like a suspicious name, because they tend to be like of a pattern. Like the ones that I had, for instance, were like a 2 or 3 digit number, a first name, and a last name in some combination randomized. And they all had that general pattern. That's not always the pattern. Sometimes there'll be some other pattern, but there usually will be some kind of pattern, or there will be the pattern will be, oh, these all look like gobbledygook random strings of characters, or these are all the same person's name with something added to the end or something. And if there's no pattern, then it's harder, but there's usually a pattern because that's how they generate the hundreds of names. So you find the block of time where the follows were happening that were malicious. You scroll through and you see that they were all bad in that time. And then you write down the timestamp of when they followed, and when they started following and when they finished following. You write down those 2 timestamps. You put them into here, followed between this date at this time and this date at this other time. And you apply filters. So if we do who followed, today is Monday. Let's do Saturday. Let's just do Saturday through Monday. Who followed me at that time? Apply filters, and I get just these people. So I'm not gonna do any removals because these are all decent people that I know of. But once I have that information, if I go to the follower remover, then I have to log in via Twitch. And this time I'm going to do this correctly off screen, so I don't accidentally show anything in the URL that I don't want to.
Yeah.
It is now loading followers, which I don't have that many followers, so it shouldn't take very long. Okay, there it goes. And so this tool, it's basically like the other one, but with some extra dangerous buttons. So the big one is the big red button. Remove all followers listed below. Do not click the big red button. It will remove all your followers instantly. You will not get them back. Instead, be very careful, because I have seen people come in tears to the Hate Raid Response Discord saying they lost all their followers using this tool. Be careful using this tool. Go very slowly. Get help if you need to from someone who can help figure it out with you. It is not a tool to just use quickly, and definitely not when you're freaking out, because you will do it wrong. So you want to put the timestamps in of when the bad things happen, apply filters, and review. So I only had one follower between those two timestamps. Let me go back to Saturday to get more data. Apply filters. So here's the ones that I got between those two timestamps. If there were a lot of bad ones in here, I would narrow it down, be like, I don't want this person. This person seems fine. So I'll roll it back a little bit and say it has to be earlier in the day. Apply filters. Now that person's gone. And narrow it down to just the range of time when the bad stuff was happening. Then, when you see the filtered followers is just the number of people that you see that are bad, and there's nobody good in that list anymore, that's when you click the red button, remove all followers listed below. And then it will verify, do you really want to remove these 187 followers? And you can go check and say yes. That will remove the followers, and you can also block them using this tool. That's the cleanup. And then I recommend not raiding that night. Don't raid your friends because you're probably still being watched, even though you've removed all the bots. They're no longer like allowed to follow you. They're still in your chat. You can't get them out of your chat. And there's still a human being who did this on purpose to you, who's watching you, and they are still paying attention to you. And as long as you're still a person of interest, whatever you do next is of interest to them, because you're reacting to what they're doing, and they're playing a game, trying to have fun by doing something to you. So don't raid anybody that night.
Question. So the blah 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 blah. What was I gonna say?
My bot is saying things that are wrong. Let me turn that off.
Banning. Okay, so banning from chat doesn't mean banning them from follow.
It doesn't mean blocking them from following.
Right. Okay, so wait.
Banning means no chat. Blocking means no follow.
Okay.
In Twitch lingo.
Okay.
And generally, you can mods can only ban; they cannot block.
There is another tool that I remember where it'll go through and just block all the followers that are known to be bots, and it'll just like look through everything and clean it up for you. But I forgot what it was. It's definitely on that hate raid tool site. But it's one of those things that instead of you doing it yourself, like you can just have it like go through everything.
Yeah, there are other tools that will like try to block every questionable bot ever known to humanity. That's a lot. There's so many millions of them that it's diminishing returns of how much work you have to put in to get that done versus how much of those bot accounts still matter to you. You can do it, but it'll give you a feeling like you did something. But the new accounts that are coming in later are unaffected by that action.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, for someone who's new, who hasn't done all this yet, they can do a first sweep, all that.
You can do a first sweep. It's a lot of it's a big project trying to block that list. There are technologies people have made specifically to try to bypass the limits of, like, instead of spending 2 weeks doing that, to see if you can do it in a few hours, but you have to set up a whole bunch of stuff to get it done. And in the end, you're only blocking the ones that are less likely to be in use anymore. So it is possible. I don't recommend it as like an early thing to do, because it's exhausting and overwhelming, and it doesn't even protect you that much. Seribot is much better because it will protect you from the new stuff, not the old stuff that's inactive.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely easy. The first step is to get Seribot.
Yeah.
And then you can see if you do all the other stuff.
You can, and you can go block a lot of other stuff too. I don't know if it helps or not. It's hard to say because they're always making so many new accounts all the time. Whenever they want to do this, they usually don't reuse old accounts.
I mean, to be fair, as far as Commander Roots, like I've tooled around in there a little bit, and I don't know, I guess it just kind of gives me a warm and fuzzy, like I run the known blocker that known bot blocker that's on there, I do it like once every couple of months because the list does keep growing. So I mean,
Oh yeah,
it's
it's fun.
something.
Yeah, definitely do it if it's fun. If you enjoy blocking that number of nefarious accounts, do it because it's fun. I think it's fun.
Yeah, I think it's fun, and it's definitely something you need to do like in the background because there's
Yeah.
I think there's like it's like you said, there's like a million of them on there now. So if you're gonna do it, start it at night, let it run through the night because it's not going to finish very quickly.
And the other thing that I suggest is Twitch Insights. Where is my? Oh, I don't have the link to see who's in my chat. Let me get that back. Hold on.
Huh.
Twitchinsights.net shows you whether or not an account that's currently in your chat is just a bot. There are a few nice bots that will be in your chat. One of them is Commander Root. Others are ones that you put there, like Seribot and Stream Elements. But in your chat, once this loads, I just want to see this part. I actually don't care about my stream part over here. So the chat part, if you click in your chat at the little thing in the upper right corner, that's like the community list instead of what the chat messages are, then you can see who's currently sitting in your chat. And apologies to anyone who doesn't want their name on screen. These are the people who are currently in my chat. Most of these are real people who I know. A couple of them I don't recognize, and they haven't chatted, and they're not sure what they are.
What's the URL again?
This is your chat. This is your Twitch chat. This is your Twitch channel. You go to your Twitch channel, you and in your chat in the upper right corner, click the two little people. That says
okay.
When you hover, it says community. This is the list of people who Twitch recognizes as currently being in your chat.
Users in chat.
Users in chat, including ones who are not chatting.
It shows the moderators, VIPs, and the users.
Yes, it organizes them by their roles. And if you go down to viewers, people you have not given powers to, you will see ones that you recognize, and you might see ones that you don't. And like yesterday or the day before, I had like a dozen in there who I didn't recognize. And I was not streaming. And I'm not a big streamer, so there was no reason for them to be there. And I know what that means.
You called out your lurkers.
I apologize for calling out my lurkers.
They said rude.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Arias.
I didn't even know that was a thing. Like, that's good to know.
I'm sorry, Arias, for calling out my lurkers. I normally wouldn't. It's rude. Lurkers should have every right to be quiet and not have their name on screen. I'm sorry. This is an important step for safety. Like, Phantom didn't even know you could do this. So I'm going to click on my friend Lady Taka, because I know that Lady Taka is a good person because I've talked to her many times. And I'm going to copy her username. I'm going to pretend, let's say I didn't recognize this. Let's say I was like, who's that? I don't know who that is. Then I go to Twitch Insights. Insights.net. Click on all known bots at the top. Twitch Insights does this thing where they monitor all of Twitch.
Well, that's nifty.
And they have this thing called viewer list bots. And this is so you go to twitchinsights.net, click all known bots, come to this page, and then in the search box here, you paste in the name of the person. This person, thank you, Panda, for putting that link into chat. This user, Lady Taka, showing 0 entries. Currently in X amount of live channels. So it's not 100% because she is in my channel and it didn't count my channel, but that's not important. The important thing is it doesn't show 18,000 channels. And a lot of the ones that I just blocked 2 days ago, not from the hate raid, just randomly sitting in my chat the next day. I was doing this process and I was going through each one. Like, let's go to Commander Root. Commander Root's in a lot of channels. So I'm clicking Commander Root so I can select and copy the name, go back to Twitch Insights and paste in Commander Root. Commander Root is sitting in 19,000 different channels. I know Commander Root is okay, so I'm not going to block Commander Root. But if this were some user who I didn't know, and this is a pretty typical number, there are lots of bots sitting in 18,000 channels or more, or 4,000 channels. They're not actually paying attention to me. they're just an account sitting in thousands of channels. Oh, thank you, Phantom Maple. You banned Alien Conglomeration. That's interesting because Alien Conglomeration was one of the ones that I saw in my chat before, and I banned and blocked them. But the fact that you're able to see them, how did you see?
Yeah,
them?
because they're in my chat.
Oh, that's your
You
chat.
blocked.
That's right. That's
Yes.
right. I'm looking at the wrong thing. That's your chat.
Yeah, they're in my chat.
They were in my chat as
They're
well.
in 78,000.
So that's a perfect example. Alien Conglomeration is a suspicious account. And there are various reasons why people make these. Alien Conglomeration is in 78,000 accounts, 78,000 channels right now. And if you don't know what they do, and you didn't ask them to come, and you've never heard of them, chances are they're not doing anything useful for you. They're just doing something for themselves. They're just doing something that is nefarious or useless to you. And you're better off blocking, banning and blocking, which you can only do as the streamer. You type in /ban. Well, any moderator can do the /ban, but you type in /block and the username separately to block another one of them. To block them from following you, and then they will eventually leave your chat, and they won't be as likely to come back because they won't know when you're streaming. And my feeling is that those are connected. Some of those are possibly connected to the systems that decide who's online to hate raid. And you don't want to be on their radar. That's it. That's all I got.
Yeah, no, that's good stuff. I was like, as you were talking, I'm like, let me actually try that.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure enough.
And they'll be like, I've gotten raided by people, and they didn't do any of that stuff. They didn't prevent any of that. So then I get a whole bunch of these follower bots coming in with the raid, and it's like, okay, thanks for the raid, but this is also, along with the nice people, now I have this stuff that I have to remove that's stuck to me.
So but that's something you have to manually look up and do if you have time.
To
right?
my knowledge, I haven't seen, I haven't had them be more than a few at a time. So I just do it when I see it. I just glance in my chat and I expect to see certain accounts. And when there's ones I've never seen before, I will check to see whether they're following thousands of people. I mean, watching thousands of people. If they're currently watching thousands of people, they're not a real person. And I don't want them.
Yep, that makes sense.
Makes sense, yes. So there we go.
That's topic one.
We don't have a lot of time yet.
Yeah,
though.
sorry.
No worries. This is very important information. So it is good to have it. I would have to say that so the other tips I gave you is make sure your alerts and your chat is separated, because you can also just hit the command, and that will can you do it? So I know, like Phantom, when there's a command in chat, he can have a GIF like turn on, right?
Yep.
Through his OBS. So that command that you did in your bot, it can basically make the alerts and the chat, like that source, turn off, right?
Yeah, so essentially, if Joe wanted to, like, I use Leorin board for my pop-ups and stuff, but from the way I'm looking at Mix It Up, it could essentially do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They're just two different ways to do that. And what I like about Mix It Up is that it lets mods do it.
Yeah.
I could accept a command from a mod and just have that turn into a Mix It Up sequence of steps. And I don't know if Leorin board can do that. I haven't used Leorin.
It can't.
It can.
It can. You can set up commands that everybody can use, or you can restrict them to a role, like VIP, mod, broadcaster, whatever have you.
And then
How
you
do
can
you spell Mirren
all
board?
those steps. Yeah. So those are just two
when
different ways to do it.
when I get to it, I'll throw a link in chat, Amanda.
Okay, because we have about 10 minutes until like my normal stream ends, and I have to get back to work, but I can go on for another 30 minutes if that's okay.
Yeah. I'm done. Okay. I'm done with that topic. Sorry, it was so much.
We'll go to
it's complicated.
So do you want to show how you do that whole like alerts things or use your bot?
Yeah, so okay, so it's a matter of what you two want next. So I can do alerts, or I can do how I get sounds through StreamYard. Which would y'all prefer?
I want to know about sound. I think Amanda wants to know about alerts.
I know you both want to know about each thing, but which one's more important to you?
Okay,
both?
so the thing is that I think it's for the alerts I think it's easy enough just to show us real quickly. Now I understand the sound slightly because I've gone through what he's I've downloaded what he's used because John
Okay.
uses it as well.
Yeah, I have
So
also. I just haven't gotten
and
it
if
to
I need to
work
go, I can
correctly.
just stop streaming and you guys can continue.
Okay,
Yeah.
no worries. Well, I'll tell you what. I can go through the Leorin board real quick because that's like that's a
Yes.
quick 5-minute process. So
Okay,
I can do
perfect.
that. So a couple of things you'll need first before you actually use Leorin board. There's a plugin for OBS that you're going to need, and I'll go ahead and throw the links in both your chats. It's called an OBS WebSocket plugin, and what that's going to do is that's what's going to allow OBS to talk to Leorin board. So you'll need that first. And then the second thing you'll actually need is Leorin board itself. So the first link is for the plugin. The second link is for downloading
Okay,
Leorin board 2.
I did download that. Okay, good.
Yep. So before you install Leorin board, make sure you install the WebSocket plugin, because if you do it the other way around, it can get corrupted. So make sure you install the plugin first.
Oops. I think I installed the
Install the plug. Say that
I
again.
installed the linear board and the one for my phone, right?
Install the plugin.
So how do I know if I installed the plugin or not?
So when you download the plugin, if you go to the website I sent you, there's a go to download button in like the upper right hand corner of the screen, and then when you get to the GitHub link, if you scroll to the bottom, there is a Windows installer, and that will do everything for you.
Oh, so okay, so I did install this, but I just downloaded it, and I think it put it into my programs. I didn't actually I didn't install it correctly, I think.
Okay, no worries, and we can definitely do that. Troubleshoot it off stream if need be, just for expediency. So you install the WebSocket plugin, then you install Leorin board. So
don't do it the way
bring.
Well,
do
so
it the way
yeah,
you also need the WebSocket plugin for Mix It Up to do certain things.
Yep.
Oh,
yes.
same
It's
plugin?
Same plugin.
Yep. It's gonna be this. It's gonna be the same
Okay.
plugin. So basically, anything that's gonna talk to OBS, you're gonna need that WebSocket plugin.
It's a way for OBS to accept the instructions from other programs and say like, other programs are now allowed to tell OBS what to do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's basically all that does.
So
Then
plugin first, Leorin board second.
Then install Leorin board. Then when you install Leorin board, there's a little bit of setup you need to do. You need to actually set up OBS to be able to connect to Leorin board. So at the bottom here in Leorin board, there's OBS connections.
I've frozen something. Sorry, y'all. There we go. Okay.
No worries.
Okay. So what are you showing us right now?
Okay, so this is Leorin board itself, and the basic setup is you have to do a couple of things. You need to connect Leorin board to OBS, and that's where the WebSocket connection comes in. So basically, it's kind of like you're setting up a private network to allow OBS and Leorin board to interface, and that it pretty much does it automatically. So when you click OBS connections, it'll have stuff set up in here already. You don't have to use a password, but I would highly recommend it. And as you can see, we've got a connection for myself, and then the Baker Meeple also sometimes streams from my computer. So she has her own setup, so it'll interact with her OBS profile and not mine. So that's one thing you'll need to do. The next thing you'll do is you actually need to connect Leorin board to monitor your chat. So what that allows is when a command goes in chat, Leorin board can pick it up and basically do the thing. Now I'm not going to do it because there's obviously, a link that if somebody had can do some really gnarly stuff, but you just copy the link that's in Leorin board, you put it into a browser, it'll connect to your chat. The last thing you'll do is there is a transmitter. What the transmitter does is you're going to basically put a browser source into OBS, and there is a transmitter in the install file wherever you have Leorin Board installed. You make that a browser source, and that's what's going to allow stuff to pop up on screen. So real quick, 3 easy steps. Leorin Board will be connected, and you'll know it is because everything will be in the green. It'll say it's connected to OBS, it'll say it's connected to your chat, and then it'll say it's connected to your transmitter. Okay, once you got the setup stuff done, if you're familiar with like a Stream Deck or anything like that, Leorin Board is just essentially that. It is a Stream Deck. So I'm going to go ahead and open up my Channel Point Sounds deck here. And these are basically all the alerts and stuff that I have set up on my channel. And it's real easy to do. So for instance, if someone were to redeem a channel point right now, Leorin Board would get that, it would transmit it, and everything would happen. So let me actually hit cancel because it won't actually work while it's open. But if someone were to, let's say, let me just randomly pick one. Oh yeah, this is totally appropriate for this stream. So if somebody wanted to basically say, hey, you said something witty, the more you know, you redeem it, and it just pops up and happens. But I forgot I don't have it redeemed on the set up on this scene, so it totally doesn't even work, but it would. So actually, let me change scenes, and then it'll totally work.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
there we
there
go.
we go. And there you see it just finishing. So
Do it
let
again.
me do that again.
Quick thing, real quick, Claudio.
See, so there you go.
So that's you putting the pushing a button on your phone that's like a Stream Deck, right?
No, that was me redeeming that
Oh, okay.
thing in my channel points. So if you
Okay.
go to my chat, you'll see that I redeemed that. So how does that work?
Real
Real
quick
simple.
before you continue,
Mhm.
Bladio is in the chat. Hi, Bladio. Says that they have a YouTube tutorial for those who want it about this whole
Leorin Board.
was it program Leorin Board? I can't say the word.
Leorin Board. Yeah.
Leorin Board. I want to say Lion something.
It looks
it's
like
an
Lion.
L-I-O something.
Leorin.
Leorin Board. Yeah. So Bladio is gonna put it into my chat, and then I'll copy it back into everyone else's chat. So
Yeah,
there you
so
go.
kind of like Joe has the mix it up thing set up, you can do something similar in Leorin Board. It'll work almost the same way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I sometimes call it Lion Board too, because Leorin Board is really hard to say. But
Yeah.
anyway, so how does that all happen? So basically what you do is you'll come into your deck here and you're going to create a button. So let me go into the one that I just had. So this no button here is for the more you know command. So you're going to do a couple of things. First thing you're going to do is you're going to obviously name it so you can label it. So you'll edit appearance, edit the display text, name it something that you'll recognize. The next thing you'll do is you want to edit your commands. So what commands are going to do is this is what you're telling Leorin Board to do to send to OBS. So I have it set up that it's going to play the jingle as a source in OBS. So it'll make it appear. It will play it and keep it visible for about 8 seconds, and then it'll turn it off. So it doesn't, keep looping and playing. And also the scroll. So basically you're just telling OBS, hey, play this source for a certain amount of time and then turn it off. That's literally all it is.
Does the source have to be on already?
No, the source
Okay.
does not have to be on. So to answer your question, Amanda, so I'm gonna make a button right now. So I'm gonna create a button, and I'm just gonna call this. Oh, did not want to do that. So I'm gonna just call this test for the sake of it. And then so you're interested. So like when somebody lurks, like every time you manually pop your gift, thank you for working and lurking, whatever. This is how you could do it. So I'll go into commands here, and then let me use the scene that I'm in so it'll actually work. So I'm going to add an OBS command, and then I'm going to choose source change visibility. So what that means is I'm going to tell OBS to basically pick something, make it pop up, and then make it go away. So the scene that I'm in. So I'm on my Discord chroma key scene, because whenever I'm guesting, that's how I have my green screen working, basically virtual camera to Discord. And then I'm going to choose a source. And I already have my icon on this scene, so I'm going to choose that. And I want it to be visible, and then I want it to appear for, let's say, 5 seconds. So this delay box over here is in milliseconds. So if I wanted it to appear for 5 seconds, I'm going to put, or nope, never mind. Other way around. I don't want a delay because I want it to appear instantly. So the delay is going to be nothing. Then I'm going to add a second OBS command. It's also going to be source change visibility, except this one is going to be the one to make it disappear. So this will be Discord chroma key. This will be icon. And then the delay on this one is going to be 5 seconds. So I'll put 5,000 milliseconds in there. That's done. And then I'm going to save it. The next step is you need to tell Twitch to recognize that command. So you'll come back into, you'll right click on the button, and then you're going to go to edit triggers. Now what triggers is this is where you're actually going to create a command. So with the trigger, it's going to be a Twitch chat trigger. You'll go to the message bar over here, and this is what you want the command to be. So in this case, if you wanted alert, you would do, exclamation point alert or whatever. I've already got alert command, so I don't want to overwrite it. So I'm going to do exclamation point test. And if I wanted to, I can restrict that command to either myself as the broadcaster, or I can make it mod only, VIP only, subscriber, founder, whatever happens. But this is a command I'm going to want everybody to use, so I'm going to leave it just like that, and then I'm going to hit save. Once you've got your trigger and your command set up, you'll hit save on the board itself to make sure that everything you did is saved. And now if you go into my chat and do exclamation point test, my icon is now there, and it will disappear after 5 seconds.
Okay.
You said to Amanda that you don't have to add things to your scene before you do this?
No, you do. So the stuff that you want to appear, you're going to add it as a source, but that source does not need to be visible.
I see.
It doesn't need. Yeah, it's you can close the eye, but it's still there.
Right.
Yeah. So go ahead.
So can I put these alerts into a scene and just put the scene into the scene, or does it have to be in individually in the scene?
You could do it that way. I mean, I kind of over convoluted it because I set this up early on when I was learning Leorin board, so I have everything as a source in every single scene. You don't need to do that. You could just have one scene with your stuff and point it to it that way. But at least for me, so I've got the icon I was using. It's right here and it's not visible, and obviously I can make it visible. But with the command I just created, again, you put it in. Makes it appear. Mm-hmm. It'll delay for the 5 seconds. After that, it'll turn it off and go away. So if you do that for your alert command, there you go.
And the music is just already on in the video. Basically, you're playing a video for your alerts.
Okay, so with the sound effects, that's different. So if you see in my scenes down here, I have a sound effects scene. So every single one of my sound effects are in that scene. So if I go back to Leorin board here, like for instance, with my you get nothing command, let me go to commands. It'll pop up a picture of Gene Wilder saying you get nothing, you lose, but it'll also tell it to play the sound effect from that scene. So when you do the command, it'll pop up the picture and play the sound all at the same time. For the delay is 6 seconds, and then it'll disappear and stop. It resets itself.
So what is that?
So
what's the setup for that in OBS?
So the setup for that in OBS is, well, if I change scenes, my mic's going to go away, so I'm not going to change it. But
what is you can add something, add sound, image.
So for the source, it's going to be what do I have it set?
So you have a add video, which is the GIF that has
media.
No sound. And
media
then
source.
You're adding a media source. Wait.
You know what? Hold on. Hang on. Let me do that. I'll do this on the fly. So,
yeah.
So I'm going to add a media source. Okay, I'm going to add existing because I already have them set up. Let's see where it is. Okay, here's my Willy Wonka sound, and that's now here, and it's not visible. And
And
I'm
that's
also going to do
that's an MP3.
yeah, it's MP3, WAV, whatever
Yeah.
whatever
It's a
sound
sound
format you
file
want
on
to
your
use.
computer that's added as a source,
Yeah.
a media source.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay,
Yep.
so immediate. Okay.
And now when
Yeah,
you
and
when you make that visible, does it play because it became visible?
yes, it plays because it became visible. So yeah, I'll set this up on the fly since I don't have it set up on this scene.
What did you click here now though?
Okay, so in your sources down here at the bottom, you'll add a media source.
That's for the sound.
Yep, that's for the sound. And then if you want the GIF, you're going to add an image.
Oh.
So I've already got my Willy Wonka image here, so I'm going to choose that. I'm going to add it.
But an
And-
image should be static, right? It's not moving. Oh god.
But an image can also be a GIF. It
Oh
can
really?
be basically
An image
yeah,
can be a GIF.
yeah.
And
It
how
could be a
does it-
JPEG. It could be anything.
Why is it not running right now? What makes it start and stop?
Because I have to set it up that way. So I have the image there. Now I'm going to make it invisible. So now I'll go back to Leon board. I'll go into my board here, and then I'll create a button. Oh, I did not want to do that. So this is going to be nothing to, just to call it something. Then I'm going to go into my commands, and now we're going to do the same thing. We'll go into OBS commands, source change visibility, and then the scene that I'm on. And then I want the sound effect to play. So that's going to be the pop-up. Then we'll add another one. Same scene, same sound. And then I want it to play for about 6 seconds.
So you're making it become invisible, then become visible?
Yep, making it visible. It'll do its thing,
making it
and
visible
then it'll
first, then
become invisible.
Mm-hmm.
Yep,
That's
and then
interesting.
now for the set. I'm sorry.
Sorry. I was just saying that my image will not play GIFs. I have to do a media source.
Okay,
on my
you could do this with media sources as well.
Okay.
It can be anything. So then I'll add my picture, which I want that to be visible.
So you have to, for each thing, you have to do a when to be visible and when to disable.
That's basically you're telling it when to appear, for how long, and then to go away. So this will also be 6 seconds. I'm going to save that. Now I need to give it a command to trigger. So this is where you go back to the Twitch triggers. You'll choose Twitch chat. We're going to make this test2 or !test2. We'll save it. We'll save the board. So now it's active. So now I'm going to go into my chat. We'll do test2.
You get
And there we go.
nothing.
It pops up.
You
It plays.
lose. Good day, sir.
But
And then it all goes away.
but it didn't animate.
No, because it was an image.
Because that was just an image. That wasn't a GIF.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. I put in the link from YouTube that Bladio sent. Basically, it's telling you how to use this this program that Joe's showing, but to do a way so that you can have a way to shut down hate raids, like Joe showed us before, but in a different program.
Mhm.
But this program, apparently, you can use a voice command
Mhm.
or phrase you say, or you can push a button on your Stream Deck or keyboard, so like a shortcut key, or
your mods can do it.
Mods can put a command in. So that's really cool.
Yeah, Leon board's really versatile like that.
Oh, it's different than Leon board. Oh, never mind. No worries. I feel
Okay,
like you can
so-
still do the same thing with Leon board though.
Yep. You could. It just it takes a little bit of figuring out. So that's the quick tutorial. So you got any questions on that?
Nope, that's it. That's
no.
pretty good for me.
Okay, so now for the super important stuff. Obviously, during that test, you heard those sound alerts through StreamYard.
Yeah.
So how does that happen? Okay, so you're going to need a couple things. So I will go ahead and put this link into both of your chats. So this is going to be the link for Voicemeeter, and this is the program that I use to basically make virtual audio cables to basically connect my sounds in OBS, my microphone, and everything into one source, so it'll play as a microphone. So installing Voicemeeter is really easy. You download it, install it. It might ask you to restart, but most programs sometimes do. So you install Voicemeeter, and then you need to do a couple of things once you get it installed. So before you run it, you're going to go into your audio settings in OBS. Once I get it up, and then you're going to disable all your global audio devices. The reason why I do that is because when I had Windows controlling the desktop audio, it did not play nice with Voicemeeter. So I basically have OBS work everything itself. So my sound output, my microphones, everything is all a source within a scene, and it'll play independently rather than going from just general desktop audio. Plus, when I have email open and I get work emails, you're not going to hear, all that standard like Windows sounds and stuff. All of that is just pretty much blocked out. You're choosing what you want to come in.
So yeah, Joe had a thing that helped me with that. It's a plugin, I think, right, Joe? And then you can separate your audio sources like from different
Yeah.
websites like Chrome or Firefox or
Yeah,
from your game audio source.
The only OBS plugins I have are the WebSocket one and the OBS audio plugin that lets you separate. Basically, you specify which application sounds you want in your scene as audio sources.
It's a little bit easier than doing this, but it also wasn't working for me a couple of times. So
Now here's the thing. I've got the same plugins, but before disabling all my global audio, it would not work for me.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of strange.
Oh, you also have to disable your global your Windows sound for that as well.
Mm-hmm. So once you do all that, the next thing you're going to do, you're going to come down here to advanced, and you're going to set your monitoring device to Voicemeeter's input. So what that's going to do is everything that plays that you have monitoring and output is going to play through Voicemeeter as a microphone. Mm-hmm. So for instance, let me go to my microphone down here. If I go to advanced audio properties, wait, no, not that. That's a different setup. Voicemeeter. That's what I need to do. So now I've got Voicemeeter open. With Voicemeeter open, you're basically going to tell it what inputs you want it to capture and what outputs you want it to capture. So this took a lot of figuring out, because initially when I used Voicemeeter, I wanted a way for if I had physical guests on my stream.
Phantom, can you hear me? I can't hear you. It's my fault. I opened Voicemeeter, which I shouldn't have done. And when you open Voicemeeter, it messes with your audio stuff to the point where you can't hear anything. So now I have to go fix what I have to not do. I don't know. I don't know what I have to do yet. I have to change my OBS settings. Probably. Oh wait, no. I think I know what it is. So I'm talking to you through StreamYard, and I need to change my StreamYard settings back to hear you again. Speaker. Nope. That's still. StreamYard is still successfully playing to my speakers, but I do not hear you anymore. I hear the test from StreamYard, but not you. What? This is why I need help, is because whenever I try to use Voicemeeter and I get into a state like this, and then I have to it takes me so long to set it up that I then end up just being like, okay, just shut it all down, put everything back to normal. I need to get back to normal where things work, because it's too complicated. 2 apps are using your microphone. Okay, my microphone, you can hear me, so that's okay. But I've shut down Voicemeeter and it's still being problematic. Sorry. Oh, because that's still there. I hope I don't have to restart my computer. I would hate for that to be the case. I may have to come back because I can't hear anything. I can't hear you. Let me try YouTube. Thank you, Bladio. Tech stuff for streaming can be so frustrating. That's the point of this whole thing, is to solve these problems. Okay, I can hear YouTube. I just can't hear StreamYard. Why can't I hear StreamYard? That's upsetting.
Bladio says, I've had Voicemeeter installed for ages now. I'm just too lazy to set up properly. I tried
fixed
to
it.
set it up
Yeah.
properly. I don't know
Well,
what I was
you know what?
having
So here's-
problems
Well,
with.
Here's
Joe
what I
can
had to
catch
do.
the VOD.
No, okay, I fixed it. But this is
Oh,
what I
you're
had
back?
to do.
Okay.
I'm back. I hear you. And you hear me. It's
Mhm.
good.
Yes.
But I quit Voicemeter, but it's still listed as one of the available speakers for Windows, so it's not like super duper gone. But what I had to do was go into StreamYard, go into the audio settings, change to a different speaker, and then back to my regular speaker. And that fixed it.
Yeah. So I guess I should have warned you before you opened Voicemeter,
I
because
kind of
it'll
knew that
completely
might happen, but I was like, I'm gonna
mess
try,
that up.
and we'll
But-
figure this out together. But then it was a mistake.
Yeah. So here's what you need to do. So with Voicemeter, you're going to set your hardware input 1 here, and it's going to be your default microphone, whatever it is. And I don't know why. I mean, it doesn't work on like the WDM settings, but it works on the MME settings. So I set it to MME and whatever my microphone is. Now, very important. There is 2 audio channels in Voicemeter.
Can you
There
say that
is
again?
channel-
So the first column, you did hardware input.
Yep, and you're going to choose whatever your microphone is under the MME one.
MME microphone if necessary. But what's the recommended one from the site? It was different, right? I forget.
So
what they
I
recommended.
think the one from the site recommends WDM, but WDM did not work for me.
Okay.
So
just
try them
tried it,
both
but-
and see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then the next thing in the hardware input, you have your 2 audio channels. You have audio A and you have audio B.
Mm-hmm.
So I helped a friend of mine set this up, and it was completely backwards for him. So if I were to turn on A right now, I would hear myself. So I keep channel A turned off, but I keep B turned on because B is what you all are hearing. But for him, it was B and A backwards. So basically just play around with that, see which one you need to turn off so you're not hearing yourself. Then the second thing you need to do is you're going to come over here to your hardware outs. You're only going to need to set up A1, and this is going to be what you're hearing. So again, MME, whatever you're hearing. So headphones, speaker, whatever have you, that's what you're going to set it up to.
So if you have A turned off, you should do A1. But if you had B turned off, you need to do it to B1, or is A1 always?
So in regular Voicemeter, you're only going to have 2 options, A1 and A2.
Okay.
Don't worry about the B. The B is just a secondary audio channel that is broadcasting out. A is what you're hearing yourself. It's basically another
Okay.
But
audio feed.
what systems or people are hearing B?
So you're hearing B.
Oh, what systems?
At least the way I understand it, you're hearing B.
But if you were hearing B, you'd hear yourself because you're talking to B.
I mean, maybe.
This is how I feel when dealing Voicemeter. Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, at least the way I understand it, A is just me, B is what is going out, and I'm not hearing myself. At least that's the way I understand it. It could be totally something different.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
not
I
too
thought
sure.
that A was not your microphone. Well, keep going. You have the middle columns to get to later.
So okay,
Yeah.
so we right now the first thing is the input hardware input is your default microphone.
Is your default
Uh,
microphone. Yep.
Then
And then
A is
going to be your default speakers. So your headset, your speakers,
uh-huh.
and it's just A1.
Okay.
A2 is if you had a secondary, like if you had a second set of headphones and you wanted somebody with you to hear the exact same thing, you would just set up that headphone to be a secondary audio source and it'll hear the exact same thing.
Okay.
So if you don't have that, just leave A2 alone.
Okay.
And then that's Voicemeeter's basic setup. Once you have Voicemeeter set up, you just leave it running in the background. Then you'll need to come down to your sound and you need to set your speakers to Voicemeeter input. If you don't, you're not going to hear anything.
Okay, can we pause? Can I try
Mhm.
this? I'm gonna try
absolutely.
it, but I might lose you. I might
Yep,
lose your
you can
audio
a-
while I do it.
You can absolutely try,
But
but before
if you're
before
gonna
you do
lose
that,
audio, don't talk or mute yourself.
Yeah,
So
so-
that we can
so-
talk, and then or just type in the chat.
Okay.
You
yeah,
know what I
hang
mean?
on. So before you do that, Joe,
Yeah.
so you change your speakers there to Voicemeeter input. The last thing you need to do is the settings in StreamYard itself. So in your audio settings in StreamYard, actually, let me bring this over here. So it's let's see,
Mhm.
is it actually showing on? Nope, I need to bring it over here. Okay.
Yeah.
The last thing you're going to do is for your audio settings, your mic is going to be set to Voicemeeter output. Your speaker is going to be your regular headphones. Don't set your speaker to Voicemeeter input. Otherwise, you will hear everything and it will echo.
Right. So
Uh-huh.
StreamYard
So
audio.
make sure
StreamYard
make sure
audio
you're
is going
only
to be my mic is going to be Voicemeter output.
Yep.
Voicemeter output, and my speaker is my regular speaker.
Regular speaker. Exactly.
Right. Hardware speaker. Okay.
Yep. And then once you have that all set up, then you should be able to hear StreamYard. You should be able to hear anything. And then, obviously, if you have sounds in OBS,
You get
you hear them too.
You
Mhm.
lose.
Okay.
Because so what you're doing is you're taking all the audio that your system is, or just your microphone, and pumping it out.
So basically what Voicemeeter is doing by setting up your monitoring device in OBS as Voicemeter input, you're basically turning OBS into one giant microphone. So
Mhm.
everything that gets played in OBS will be output by Voicemeter.
So, but then your default mic is your hardware. Shouldn't it be OBS that's your hardware input?
Mm-mm.
No. Okay, so it's my microphone that's inputting into StreamYard, into Voicemeter. Then
Mhm.
the output is Voicemeter. Then you take that output from Voicemeter and pump it into OBS. OBS's output is Voicemeter, though.
So everything that OBS is outputting to Voicemeter. Then when you go into StreamYard and you set up your microphone as Voicemeter's output, everything that OBS is sending to Voicemeter is then relaying to StreamYard.
How do you okay, so basically they can't hear your desktop audio because they're only hearing the OBS audio.
Nope, because I've disabled all my global audio. So if
Oh.
there was a Windows like error sound that played in the
Mhm.
background, you wouldn't hear it because I have not told Voicemeter to listen for that.
That's interesting because the only input into Voicemeter is actually your physical mic. It's not OBS, but OBS is outputting to Voicemeter.
Yeah, because you're basically telling OBS to monitor for sounds and send those sounds to a monitoring source, whether it be a speaker, a headset, or in this case, Voicemeter is my headset. But then
Okay.
Voicemeter is also taking those sounds and putting it into the hardware input, and that microphone is just sending it to StreamYard.
Okay.
It's complicated when you're thinking about like the logistics of it, but just think of Voicemeter as one giant microphone. It's receiving all of this sound, but then at the same time, it's spitting it out as a speaker, and that's
I
what
got
you're
it
hearing
now.
in StreamYard.
I got it now because Voicemeter's pulling in your sound from your microphone, which is the hardware. And then OBS is putting in, sound to Voicemeter,
Through
which
monitoring.
then Voicemeter mixes both of those and only those two things. Wait.
Exactly.
Okay.
So
For certain
also
output,
with
but not for you. Not for you.
Yeah.
You don't hear your own voice.
no, I don't hear my own voice because
All right.
that's
I'm going to
that's
risk losing you
that's
now.
what that setting. That's what this setting here with the hardware input and Voicemeter is. If I were to turn up, I'll just do it. So if I hit A, now I hear myself.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's bad. And doesn't change what we hear because we're B, but you're
Yeah.
hearing A.
Yep, because y'all are B.
Yeah,
Exactly.
and you don't want
If
to
I-
send
if I
A.
hit
You don't want to send your voice to
now-
A because you're listening to A.
Mhm,
Okay.
But
exactly.
B is going to now. Before I possibly lose your sound, what are the middle two columns?
Don't touch them. You don't need them.
I already touched them. I've already. I mean,
why
well,
does your other column say OBS?
Yeah.
Did you do that?
No, I didn't. Like when I installed
Hmm.
Voicemeeter, it like defaulted to that.
huh?
Okay.
So I've
Because
honestly
I thought the
never
default was
messed-
Windows. The default is Windows sending to the third column.
Yeah,
for
Not
me.
OBS?
I mean,
All right,
On-
I'm gonna
I've-
open it and try to come back.
okay.
okay, no worries.
Um,
But yeah, I've never touched the middle two columns, so I
That's
have no
interesting.
idea.
So the
Okay, I'm muting myself in the StreamYard because I'm on my own to get this working here. So the hardware out, A1 needs to be my speaker, which it is. My A2 doesn't matter. And this is not working. The virtual input third column is not doing what Joe said. It is not receiving the OBS thing, but that's because OBS is not yet configured. So my OBS monitoring device needs to be changed to Voicemeeter. Apply, okay. And then this maybe is doing something different. But now let me try to get back to StreamYard and see if I can hear them talking to ask questions. Audio, my speaker needs to be Voicemeeter input.
So what the virtual cable is, I'll explain it real quick. What virtual cable is
I can no longer change the
I
volume.
have filters on my
here.
microphone in OBS for like voice compression and
now I
stuff
need
like
to
that.
change it.
What the virtual cable does is
Here.
you don't need to run Voicemeeter, but it'll allow you to use those settings that you have in
That's
OBS
virtual input.
and use it, say, on Discord or StreamYard. So that was another thing that I could go through, but I don't think we have the time to do it.
Okay, so I can unmute in here. Okay,
Oh.
hello, I hear
Yep,
you.
we have a Joe.
Yeah, I hear you. You hear me. This is going through Voicemeeter. Mine is not identical to yours. My third column says virtual input VB audio Voicemeter VIO. It does not say OBS.
Yeah, you know what? So does mine, but it just says OBS. So I'm not sure how that happened, but mine is also VB audio Voicemeter VIO. So I've never touched the middle
And now,
column, so I have no idea what to do.
One of the things that when I switch to Voicemeter instead of my normal audio setup, that one thing I don't like is that I have a keyboard shortcut program for changing the volume of the output that I hear, and that doesn't work as well with Voicemeter. There is something I can do that's similar. That program just like doesn't affect the Voicemeter volume. So like you were really loud, I had to go into Voicemeter and drag the third column fader gain down to make to make your input lower, but I could also do the same thing, I think, to the fourth column volume, dragging it to make it quieter on what I hear on the A1. But what I now need to test is whether you in StreamYard can hear my OBS output, which I think you
Okay,
will.
so here's gonna be my next question. So for your audio alerts, are they a source in OBS or do you have a program doing that?
It's a source in OBS.
Okay, so for that source, so on your audio mixer, go to your advanced audio properties and make sure it's if you want to hear it as well as us, make sure it's set to monitor and output.
Yeah, it is, and I always make sure that my audio sources are all that I want to hear and that I want to broadcast are monitor and output. And there's a bug in OBS that makes that not always work. So then I have to toggle them to monitor off and then monitor and output again each time I launch OBS.
Yep, that was going to be my next thing because that is definitely a thing that
the
can
most
happen.
maddening long-term bug in OBS, worse than the fact that it won't shut down cleanly, is that you constantly lose monitoring of your audio.
All right, but you seem to have everything set up identical to the way that I do. So here's the acid test.
Yeah, and then my monitoring from OBS, I guess I'm not monitoring your voices, which is interesting. That makes sense. I just don't have that turned on because why would I? because I'm
Yeah,
listening
why
to you
would
from the
you?
browser. So now that I have that, I can run my dance command and play this, and then you can hear it as well. Can you?
Nope. Nope. We
Doesn't
don't.
work. Okay.
Wait,
Wait,
actually,
wait.
hold on.
I think it was too
hang
loud.
on. It's low.
Yeah. So
So
I want to make
okay,
sure you're not hearing
so-
it through my mic though. So I'm turning it down for my A1 of what I hear to make sure it's not hitting my mic, but I'm turning it up for the virtual input into Voicemeeter to make sure that we're not losing anything there. Let me turn it up in OBS.
Also turn it up in OBS as well.
Yeah.
So initially when we started, when you heard my alert super loud, that's why it was super loud. I think there's a volume translation in OBS.
Do you hear it now?
It's very low, but I think that might be your mic picking it up.
Shouldn't be low. It should be really loud. Okay, so my A1 is only going to my speakers. It's not going to you, I think. No, is that true?
Did you?
No, A1
hold on,
is
did
going
you-
to you. A1 is going. No, A1 is going to speakers. What is
Yeah.
going to the Voicemeeter output, which is going to StreamYard? How do I? Is that B? That might be B.
Yeah, I think maybe that is B.
I think, or not. Yeah, that's B. I think that's B. Hardware input. Select hardware device. So you've never touched 2, and I have nothing
No,
selected on 2.
Yeah, I have not touched 2
I'm
at all.
turning off
Like,
A and
it's
B for 2.
Not set up.
Oh
yeah, I do have A and B turned off for 2. So that's.
And for 3,
now
do you
we're
have
set
A
up
and B
for
turned
more.
on for 3?
A and B is turned on for column 3. Yes.
And then, why don't you hear it? So A1 is what I'm listening to. A2 is nothing. And then there's the invisible, not visible here is the Voicemeeter output, which I think is B. And
Yeah.
then so hardware input's going in here. I don't need hardware input from to be in this interface because it's from OBS monitoring.
Mm-hmm.
And Mix It Up overlay, I'm hearing it because of the monitoring. So that's looks correct.
Yep, Voicemeeter input. Is your disable video disable Windows audio ducking, is that unchecked?
It is unchecked.
I
that
think
good?
I have mine checked. Let
I
me
will-
double check that.
I will try.
Yep, I have mine checked. So
Okay, let's try
just
checking.
for the sake of it, check it.
I'm checking the ducking. I remember the ducking being a mystery. That was a trial and error thing when I did this before. Okay, so now with that true, I'm going to once again go to the Mix It Up overlay in OBS and toggle the monitor and output off and back on. And then I'm going to go to Mix It Up and play a song.
There it is.
Very loud.
There it is.
And then if I have to turn this down I'm turning down A1 so it's not blasting my speakers, my microphone.
No, but we hear it.
But you hear it. How loud is it?
We did hear it, and then it went really, really low when you turned it down.
Oh, so A1 is going to you.
Oh, maybe it is.
Let me try that again. Here we go.
Yeah, turn it back up and play it.
I'm turning A1 back up. Everything's pretty loud. I'm going to play another song. I'll play that song again. And then I'm going to turn it down for me.
Nope, that you turned it down for us.
That turned down for you too. Back
Yeah,
up.
it turned down for us. So you may just have to adjust the audio like on your end, either in OBS or like your actual Windows volume, so we hear it loud but you don't.
Well, there's another possibility, which is column 3 has to be turned down. Because I want to hear it. Like, I don't want to hear, like, I had to turn down the music so it wouldn't hit you too loud. But when I did that, I could barely hear you talking because I had to turn down the volume of what I was listening to that included you. So I need the volume. I mean, I can also just make it quieter in OBS, reduce the Mix It Up overlay volume, but the third column might be important. Can I do one more? Are we out of time?
Yeah.
I just lost. Oh no. Voice meter just
Oh,
disappeared.
Oh no, voice meter crashed.
No, it's okay. It's okay. It just got hidden. So if I reduce the third column volume, then you heard it getting quieter, right?
Yep, we heard it getting quieter.
Okay. So the third column is basically, like yours says, that's OBS. OBS is sending its monitoring to the third column for the purposes of sending the audio signal out mixed with my mic to you, where StreamYard is using the voice meter input or output. Which one is it? The input, voice meter input is what they call it.
Mm-hmm.
Confusing because it's output from voice meter, but input to StreamYard.
Yeah, that part is confusing.
And then it's also the monitoring in OBS is, my brain is on fire. The monitoring in OBS uses also uses voice meter input. Right, because it's output from OBS into voice meter. And then StreamYard is, for some confusing reason, also using voice meter input, not voice meter output.
Oh, yeah. So you don't want your voice meter as your speaker because I'm surprised it's not echoing for you.
So in StreamYard, what should I have as my speaker?
So your speaker should be wherever you're hearing your personal sound. So
So
headset,
here's the problem.
that.
That's what I had before when I couldn't hear you. So I just now changed it to my speaker. And when I do that, I cannot hear anything from StreamYard.
Really? Okay. So
This is why it's so hard to do this stuff on your own without doing it live with somebody.
That's weird because so for me, my microphone is set to voice meter output. My speaker is just my headset.
Oh, your microphone is set to voice meter. Oh, so I have it backwards.
Yeah, you have it backwards.
So StreamYard, at least I have it differently from how you have it. So my microphone should be voice meter output.
And then your speaker should be...
No, that doesn't work. Hold on. What about now? I still can't hear you. Keep talking. No, wait, that's wrong. What's it doing? What about this? No. I'm just trying different combinations. They're not working. No. That's...
Don't use the defaults. I use the actual selections.
Yeah. So not default. So voice meter output for mic.
Mm-hmm.
And speaker is this, but now I cannot hear you. I'm going to put it back so I can hear you.
Your Windows set to voice meter input?
My Windows...
Yeah, that's really weird.
My Windows is set to not set to voice meter input. So what should my Windows playback device be? Voice meter input?
That should be voice meter input. Yep.
All of my Windows sounds should go to voice meter input? I don't want that.
I mean that's the way it works for me.
Okay. But then if you don't want your Windows sounds, your email alerts to go into voice meter input, where are they going?
I mean, mine don't, because I have everything going through OBS through voice meter. That's why I have all my global stuff disabled.
No, your Windows,
OBS
your Windows setting, your Windows like lower right, your stuff.
Yeah, I've got that set to voice meter input, but it doesn't play any of my like error sounds or anything.
Why not? That's weird, right?
It was a lot of trial and error. It's a mystery of why it doesn't.
So that's column 3. Oh, I can't hear Amanda now. Are you playing with voice meter, Amanda? You're not. How come I can hear Joe but not Amanda?
Oh, that is
A
interesting.
new mystery.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, do you hear Do you hear her?
Yep, I do.
And I don't. So that's a StreamYard issue. What? I can only hear one of the two people. Let me try this again. This microphone and this.
Mm-hmm. Headphones is my headphones or whatever speaker you're listening from.
Why don't I hear Amanda? What? I can only
that's
hear
so
Phantom and not Amanda.
That is so weird that you can't hear Amanda.
I think by switching the audio sources over and over, I triggered a StreamYard bug.
Probably.
That's the only explanation.
We definitely need to wrap this up because I'm getting yelled at from external sources. So
okay, thanks for your help, everybody. I will have to try this offline again with somebody.
Honestly, Joe, it was a lot of trial and error, so it might be a lot of trial and error on your end as well.
It's gonna be. I was hoping it was just gonna be like, here's what you're doing wrong. Like, no, it's much worse.
No, it was so much trial and error. So what can I say?
Thank you for your help, Joe. And thank you everyone for watching. I can't hear Amanda, so let Amanda.
Joe can't hear you, Amanda.
I'll let Amanda wrap things up. I don't think my stream can hear her either.
For your monitoring device, Voicemeeter in for your monitoring device.
I'm opening Amanda's stream.
You just put it in the private chat. There we go. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead.
Oh wow! Now I lost everybody. Oh no. I am attempting to quit Voicemeeter. Sorry, hold on.
No worries.
Oh, I just heard you.
Oh, you heard me.
That's
I'm gonna mute them again. Sorry, y'all.
I can hear Amanda now. It's a miracle.
Oh, good.
Unless
so Joe can hear me now. I just want to say thank you everyone for.
I shut off Voicemeeter.
I
put everything back.
I'm going to. Who did y'all raid?
Who are we raiding?
I don't know. So just so you know,
who are we raiding?
Let's raid.
Real quick, I'm gonna go back to the screen. We're gonna talk
I'm still
about...
streaming. Are you not streaming?
I'm ending my stream. So why don't you both tell me your streaming schedule real quick, starting with Joe.
My streaming
let's see.
schedule. Oh, ha 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 ha! We did it.
Ah,
Sorry,
damn it!
Phantom.
We finally did it.
Starting
No,
with
I'll
Joe.
start with Joe. Go, Joe.
That doesn't
On
help.
down.
Okay.
That one down there. Go.
My streaming schedule. I am going to be streaming. Saturday I'll be streaming 6 p.m. Pacific. I'll be streaming more progress on my Twitter bot for playing crossword puzzles. On Monday I'll be streaming more puzzle games, probably more Baba Is You with Ambi Valdez on both our streams. And on Tuesday, I'm planning to play a physical board game with Brain in a Jar on my stream. We're going to play Forbidden Island. This is the first announcement of that.
Awesome sauce. Okay, and then Phantom Meatball.
Okay, so for me, what are we doing on Thursday, Amanda? I don't even know.
Well, it's on your channel, so it's up to you because.
Oh, it is on my channel. Oh, okay.
And you still can't hear this music because it still doesn't work.
Okay, so we're gonna have to figure out something. So 1 p.m. Pacific Thursday on my channel, and I will be doing a thing. Look out for it. And then on Friday, I'm gonna be doing Golden Market Solo at 4 p.m. Pacific, and then Sunday 6 a.m. for TLN. I will have the bakery with me, and we're going to be playing just co-op Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, The Promised Day. That one's going to be super fun. We practiced it a bunch, and I'm looking forward to playing it on stream and sharing it with you all. So that's my schedule.
I'm going to go over to this stream. There goes my transition. It's too long, y'all. It's too long, I think. Anyways, so the Star Trek Catan with Matt and John, it has been postponed. So I will be on Phantom stream for the Panda and Phantom show at 1 p.m. Pacific. And then on that day, I'm going to be streaming with Quaid for his birthday. Happy birthday, Quaid. And then Friday Fun Day. So boarding delay is canceled. John can't do it. So we will do Friday Fun Day on my stream. I have Aaron on right now. I'm trying to get other people. We're going to play a roll and write. So join us for that. That's going to be fun. And then I'm on Jess CCG's TLN on Saturday. And my own TLN is going to be on 8 a.m. Pacific on my channel. We will be playing Planet Unknown with Going Analog. That's Shu and Christina. They're awesome. They have a podcast and a YouTube channel, and it's a lot of fun. So please join us for that. I don't know if we're going to do the physical game or the Sovereignty app. So please join in because either way, it's going to be a lot of fun. So who are we rating?
Who are you rating?
I propose Paula Deming playing Bloodborne.
Just playing video games.
Playing video games is an
Paula
option.
Deming sounds good to me.
Time Roller's also on, who's playing unboxing and bagging Unfathomable, and then we also have
And Bonzinator just went
Board
live.
Gaming Mama.
Bonzinator's live as of this second.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Bonzinator, or is it
Bonzinator playing Lego Star Wars.
Oh, I haven't rated Bonzinator, I think, in a while. Oh, Gen Con TV is also on. Wait, is it Master Goblin or is it Bonzinator?
It's Bonzinator.
Okay.
Bonzinator.
Shall we raid Bonds?
Yeah, let's raid
So
Bonds.
it's a video game as well?
Yep.
Bonzinator.
Video games on Twitch. Who does that?
Yeah, who does that?
The raid has been created. Okay, everyone, thank you so much for joining us. I hope it not hurts. I hope it is helpful. And
I
if
think
you
it
have any
hurt.
questions, please do message us on Twitter, because it's just our usernames on Twitter.
Yeah.
You can also we are on, like Joe has said, we are on Discord. We are on other places. You can find us on the socials, which I've put into my chat. But yes, I think, if you want to, ask us any questions, please let us know. We'd be happy to help you. I think
my
Board
Twitter
Gaming
DMs
Twitch,
are open.
yeah, Board Gaming Twitch is just so helpful that it's awesome.
Happy to.
So I'll
questions.
say
Yep.
bye to everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.
All right, bye.